Hey you, stranger. Yeah, you. You hear what those filthy scientists and the new friends have been up to? Come take a sit and buy me a drink and I'll tell you about it. Last time, the investigators survived a harrowing encounter with supernatural fog, pushing ever onward with the case. They met their primary contact, Preben Rasmussen, who gave them the journal of Gabriel Sandeman, the late priest and famed folklorist of the region. After speaking with a handful of camp workers and diving into Sandeman's journal, the investigators concluded that the Vaesen is most likely a myling. More specifically, the dead child of Signa and his daughter, an old flame of Sandeman. The investigators set out for the local plague cemetery and the nearby settlement of Grimstead Hughes to see if they could track down signs of Signa or her living relatives. As soon as Johann stepped into the cemetery, he was overwhelmed with horrific visions, showing Sandeman denouncing Signa for her pregnancy and Signa drowning the newborn child in the nearby moors. Then the myling attacked in the form of a raven-like creature, spewing icy bog water at Johann. Robert bravely pushed his lord out of the way, taking the freezing blow instead. Later in Grimstead Hughes, they ran into some threatening locals and a new ally, August. August helped them track down Signa's living mother, Thea, who confirmed the relationship between Sandeman and Signa, as well as Signa's burial site. The investigators now hope they have all they need to put this Vaesen to rest. And this is where the story continues. Good evening, fellow geeks. Welcome to our, what is this, episode 3? It's episode 3 already? Episode 3 of our Vaesen campaign. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Happy to see some new faces hanging out in chat. So yeah, we are level 1 geek and friends here tonight, ready to play some Nordic horror adventures. Before I get too much into the game, let's talk about the awesome people we've got with us tonight. We're going to go just the way that I see it on our overlay here. Give us a little bit about yourself as a person, where you can be found on the internet, and give us a fun little fact about your character. Tell us who you're playing. Let's go ahead and start with Bill tonight.
Hi, I'm Bill. I have some podcasts, Escape This Podcast, Solve This Murder, check them all out. I'm playing Johann Bostrom, an elderly academic. Fun fact about Johann, the first, just sort of passing, not very good grade he got in university was because of an arm wrestling competition. He had been beating all the other students in arm wrestling back when he was a young man. He got a distinction, in one of his subjects. He thought, I reckon this should be better. I should have better marks. So he challenged his professor to an arm wrestle. If he won, he had to give him the top mark for the class. And if he lost, he'd give him just a passing mark. And he lost. He didn't think the professor would be that strong, just had good technique, and he beat him. And since that day, Johann has never gotten lower than a distinction, and he's never lost an arm wrestle.
I love it. Fantastic. Good fact. Thanks for joining us, Bill. Always a pleasure. We have somebody guesting tonight. We are missing Emily tonight, who is actually running production for us. She was supposed to be out of town, and Katie kindly already got all set up to sub in. So Katie is filling in tonight, playing August, who we actually met earlier in this adventure. And we're excited to have her at the front of the screen tonight. So Katie, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and give us a little thing about August.
Oh no. Em kicked me out here, so it's all her fault that I'm now in front of the camera instead of behind it. So I live here. August, fun fact about August. He never really had a formal piano teacher. He learned everything that he could by ear, and it was all terrible to start out with, and his mother thought he would never amount to much. But he kept just listening to other music and playing, and now he's written his own music, but every time he gives it to other people, no one can read it because August doesn't know how to write actual notes down because, just plays everything by ear. So he can play his own music, but no one else can.
Excellent. I love that. Excited to see some more life given to August. Play with Katie tonight. Constance is busy helping out Granny Thea tonight. So Excited to have you, Katie. Thanks for joining us. Tori, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and a bit about Constance?
Yes. Hi, I'm Tori. I am one part of the Level 1 Geek team. And that's all about me. And for Constance, she is a private investigator, does consistent work for Johan here, although is now kind of working as his colleague on this particular case. And fun fact about Constance today, she used to, as like a child, like young teenager, she used to hustle people on the street with her skills of like observation and just reading people. So she kind of had like a street fortune telling, I can, read your future kind of like totally bogus little side hustle that she used to kind of save up enough to start her own practice eventually. So she has not always used her skills for the law, we'll say.
Excellent. I love that. Such wonderful facts we're getting about these characters tonight. Awesome. Thanks, Tori. All right. Last but not least, Matt, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and about Robert?
Hello, my name is Matt. You can find me everywhere as Improv and D&D. And of course, I am playing Robert Wong, the servant of Bill's character, Mr. Bostrom. And I can assure you that if Robert were there to do the arm wrestling for Sir Bostrom, he would have passed with flying colors. But
That's it. We're arm wrestling right now.
yes.
Let's roll strength.
But Robert, a fun fact about him is that he has, of course, two necklaces on his neck, and the letters read B and R. Initially, when he had asked for this from his Lord Bostrom, he had asked for this because one of them would, the R would represent Robert, and the B would represent Bostrom. Almost like dog tags in a way. But as a matter of fact, this was all a lie, because in fact those are the initials of his love.
Oh man, I love that. That's so good. Fantastic. Look at all this backstory we're getting tonight. Off to a great start already. This is our wonderful cast of players for this campaign. They're all so fun. Just loving playing with each and every one of you. So thanks for joining us again tonight. I am Chase, also part of Level 1 Geek. I'm playing the Game Master for this campaign. I guess I feel like I need to share a fact now. I'll share a Chase Game Master fact. This is my second full mystery only that I've run for Vaesen, so I haven't run a whole lot of it. And in my first one, I killed somebody already. So I don't have a good track record. Be afraid, players. It could happen. Sometimes chilly water might not be the most dangerous thing. But yeah, there's your Chase Game Master fact for tonight. Also, I would just like to give a couple other thank yous for tonight. As I said, Emily, who is typically playing with us, is running production tonight. So she will be the one making sure that she is watching all of the chat, keeping track of our chat interactions, keeping in touch with you guys as much as possible. So big thank you for her taking care of that tonight. Also, a big shout out to Knights of the Steel. They are letting us use their character art from their app NPC for hire. So all of these little character portraits we have for our characters here tonight are all from the app NPC for hire. It's a free app. I recommend checking it out if you want to get some art for your next campaign, because they have some pretty fun stuff on there. And just another big thank you for letting us use that on the stream. And then also, of course, a big thank you to Free League for, providing us with an awesome game, Vaesen. This campaign is kind of a conglomerate of multiple adventures and mysteries that we are running from their pre-written adventures. The one that I am running currently is from Seasons of Mystery, which is just a very good book full of a lot of good mysteries. All of their books are. I've read through, I think, every one of their mysteries they've published. They're all fantastic. So, yeah, just big thank you to Free League for some awesome games for us to stream. And I think that is everybody, except for, of course, all of you guys, chat. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Now, I mentioned that Em is going to be keeping an eye on chat interactions. If you guys are new to our streams, we have some ways that we like to let you guys chat interact with the game. You can see just some quick rundowns on how it works. We have these blessed and cursed numbers right here. Those are dice pools. You guys can donate those with channel points. If you guys give blessed dice, they're just straight up blessed dice. The players can pull from that pool on any of their rolls. There's no downside to them. It's just going to help them do better. The cursed dice can do the exact same thing, but if they do happen to succeed with a cursed dice, I do get a little bit of narrative freedom to add a little bit of a downside to that success, or a really big downside, depending on how crucial the roll is. So, yeah, that's what we've got for our dice. We also have some sponsorships, which we're going to go over right now. Sponsorships you guys can give if you are Patreon supporters. Make sure you shout it out so we can add a sponsorship to one of our characters here. Or if you guys subscribe, or if you guys give some subscriptions, you can dish out some sponsorships to our players. And those are basically just little things that are going to help them at the start of every session, starting the next session. And we'll give you guys a little bit of a role-playing shout-out, and it will also help out the characters. So let's go ahead and let's go through those. Let's start off with some shout-outs from last week's sponsorships. Bill, we'll start with you again, just because I'm currently looking at your face right now. Now, I believe that you got some assistance from a librarian by the name of Minutus. And why don't you go ahead and tell us about how Minutus helped you prepare for this adventure?
Yes, so before we left on this adventure, I had been dealing with, from last session, we talked about dealing with the wombat and the wolf and all these other people. But Johan is part of a fairly extensive network of academics and university lecturers and researchers and all these sorts of people, including, in this case, Minutus, the librarian. Minutus is also a scholar, an academic on the side, and heard that Johan was heading out to the sort of Danish moors and said, please, you have to take some of my notes with you. They're currently in the midst of research, but can't quite figure out how everything connects to everything else. And they found references to certain places. They heard I was going to Grimstead. I've got notes that have Grimstead on them, and I don't know what to do about it. And so Johan has a big pile of Minutus's notes. And to be honest, the notes themselves are not going to be that helpful for Johan while he's out here. Really, the help is going the other way around. Johan, every time I find something new, every time he's noticed something strange about the moors, or looking into these mylings, or reading Sandeman's journal, a huge help for this sort of stuff, is adding notes to Minutus's notes. And hopefully, when I return, I'll have enough extra, I'll have filled in enough of the blanks to be able to publish a paper. Publish a paper, will be co-authors, and that will translate into an extra experience point at the end of this adventure in the form of scholarly recognition. What other experience could there be?
I love that.
Can I go next, Chase?
Yes, because you actually were also supported by Minutus the librarian. So what do you have to add to that, Constance?
Johan, could I borrow those notes you've been working on about the time it takes for things to sink into the more wasteland or something like that? I don't know. It all seemed very boring at first, but...
Yes, no, I get it. You can take them. I don't need them. I have already added. Bear in mind, the notes written in fresh ink, those are my notes. Well, maybe they will help you too, but you do not need to worry too much about them. But please, take them. I have finished all my annotations.
All right, thank you. Okay. And Constance goes away with the notes for an afternoon and comes back triumphantly to declare to everyone that she has solved a cold case that has been kind of on the back of her mind for some time. But these last few notes from Minutus and with Johan's contributions, she's been able to piece the last little bits of information together. And that is why I get a little bit of extra experience.
Fantastic. Big thank you to Minutus the librarian. All right, so moving on to August and Robert. you both had a shared supporter as well before you took off on this current investigation. A traveling merchant, a little bit of a strange individual that Robert, you as an experienced Thursday's child might even suspect could be a Vaesen, possibly unconfirmed. They just go by Tiefling the Traveler. So you guys can go ahead and tell me how Tiefling the Traveler. Now, for you, Robert, before your adventure, you probably ran into them in Uppsala. They maybe sold you something, helped you something. How did they assist you with this investigation?
Great. So I imagine that this traveling merchant, Robert has had some experiences with Tiefling in the past, with obtaining certain items, certain objects, things that might not be as legal. And in that case, I would say that he had, for another reason, unrelated to this moment, obtained a poison from Tiefling. And he tried, of course, kept it very hush-hush. But normally for a strong poison, you'd get the 2 doses. I'd say that Robert has used one of those doses already for something. But he knows that Tiefling is someone he can trust. It seems that he is someone who's hush-hush because that's how you get repeat customers.
Excellent. I love that. So good. And then, Robert, you also had some additional help. This has been a pretty supportive contact for you. Just a very sketchy individual. Haven't really seen their full face, always wearing very long clothing. Hard to get a tell on them, but they just go by the Wombat. How did the Wombat also assist you?
Right. So I'd say that Robert is always trying to learn more ways to best serve his lord. And specifically, Robert's skills involve combat, fighting, hand-to-hand. And he probably would have asked Wombat to keep him abreast of any new developments, any new arts, any new moves. And Wombat had reported to him of some new masters down in Brazil, and certain techniques involving grappling and submission locks. And as he hears about these and reads about these, Robert practices this on his own a little bit. And as such, he gains 1 experience point.
Fantastic. I love that. Yeah, big shout
I
out
believe
to...
you'll find that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu did not develop in Brazil until the early 1900s. You're a little early.
Oh, snap.
Wow, we've got an
instructors who
expert
brought
here.
the martial art to Brazil had not gone there yet. So try again, Mr. Wong.
It's the underground, the rumble.
The Wombat's
Yes. Excellent. Big shout out to the Tiefling the Traveler and the Wombat. And speaking of Tiefling the Traveler, August, you also met this same individual in Grimstead Hughes before any of the investigators arrived. What did Tiefling the Traveler sell to you?
Yeah, so he had a lot of stuff, right? But he also had this dog that was just there in the back of the cart, and he was just gonna leave him. He had really big, kind eyes, so I took him in. He's mine now. I really hope there's nothing wrong with the dog, because the merchant was a little sketchy. I didn't love it, but the dog's really cute.
Fantastic. I love that. So you've got a dog?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Very good. Excellent. So huge shout out to all of our sponsors, subscribers, Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much. If you guys would like to be shouted out on our next stream, go ahead, subscribe, become a Patreon supporter. Make sure you let Emily with our production in the background know in chat, and we'll get that set up for you. These little tallies, we already have one for Robert right here. If you get one of those tallies, that's how you'll get the shout out. So we appreciate you all very much. And then the last chat interaction we have actually just got redeemed for this mystery. We have community goals for every mystery to add an adversary, add an ally, and they have now both been met. So just for a little bit of fun for you guys to know what you've redeemed, the Skull and Scorpion tattoo is something that I've added to this adventure, and whichever one was redeemed first was going to determine if they were an ally or an adversary. Adversary was redeemed first. And we have now just barely redeemed the ally. So following this adventure, somebody is going to stick around potentially and be an ongoing ally for our investigators here. So we'll have to see how that turns out at the end. But thank you so much for all your contributions, everybody. Appreciate you guys tuning in and interacting. All right. I believe that is everything taken care of for the pre-adventure. So we did do a recap at the start of the stream. I hope you guys caught that. If you did not, and if you need to catch up on this series, we are releasing these episodes on YouTube on Fridays at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. So if you guys are behind, you can definitely catch up there. Don't forget to leave a like, a subscribe, all that good stuff to help the algorithm. We appreciate that as well. All right. So away from the past preparations of sponsors, and let's go ahead and let's step back into the cold, chilly moor of Grimstead Hughes. Last we left off, you guys had just left Katrina to tend to Granny Thea, and you guys have gotten some pretty important information. So I believe it was just Constance that was leaving Granny Thea's house, correct? Robert and Johan were waiting outside. And August, you have just been directing them. So, I mean, you're maybe outside of your home, and you now see them exiting Granny Thea's. What are you all doing?
So Katrina is occupied. Everything's
she agreed
fine.
to help the old lady?
Yes.
Some menial.
Yes.
She does this all the time. She sees someone who needs some little thing done. Yes. She volunteers, no matter. I mean, and we are sitting here now.
We understand each other. You know how it is. I couldn't exactly say anything. The old woman had just borne her soul about how her poor daughter had died so tragically, and I wasn't about to insist that Katrina come away when she's simply asking for a favor. So, anyway, It's up to us, is the long and short of it. And, well, to be honest, I'm a bit nervous about it all. I know we have everything I think we need, but...
Yes, look, why don't we try and... We need a plan here and now. I think we are in the final stages of dealing with this and putting this whole thing to rest, literally as well as figuratively. Did you find out if the girl had a name from her grandmother?
She didn't seem to speak of a name or anything.
No, we'll have to name this child.
Yes, I do think we could do with an extra pair of hands now that we're short Katrina. Perhaps, Robert, you could talk to your friend. Constance will look over at August.
Of course. Katrina's battle experience will be missed, but I'm sure August is someone that we could rely on. I trust him.
And August, you maybe can't make out exactly all the details of this conversation, but your attention has been kind of locked towards particularly Robert and Johan. You kind of noticed this with your last interaction with them, but Robert has some wet spots down his clothes as if he got drenched with some water from somewhere. And you're not sure exactly what it is about it, but those wet spots on his clothes almost seem to give off some kind of weird aura. Not like one that you can see, but you can feel it. And it feels strange. It feels wrong. You're not really sure why you feel drawn to that, but it's something that is noticeable to you.
Well, I think we need a plan. We need to find the bones of this child. Someone please name the child. We need a name for this girl.
I think maybe we should think on that instead of just deciding willy-nilly, don't you think?
I say we call her...
Okay, Johan, if anyone is going to name this child, it's probably not going to be you.
Johanna. We shall
No.
call her Johanna.
That's. What if we
I think this
name
is a
her
good name
after?
for a girl.
What about after her mother, or after?
Maybe
her
we skip a
grandmother.
generation. Maybe we skip the murderer and go to someone more loved, perhaps.
Okay, perhaps don't shout that word directly outside of the woman's house.
She probably cannot hear. She is old.
You are old, Johann, and
but
you can
my
still
hearing
hear.
is as strong as the hearing of an
That
Arctic
is my
fox.
point. Constance will take Johann's arm and sort of like drag him away from the house.
Oh, okay. Well, I shall whisper.
Let's walk and talk. Lest you forget that I made some not so friendly friends here in town, and I'd rather not stick around longer than is necessary.
Maybe we
Right.
leave them. We still need to find the remains of the girl. Maybe we should check the bog where she was.
How do we know that the bones we found in the machine are not those bones?
We don't. We'd have no idea. But I do know where she was killed. Maybe we check there first. If the bones are missing, maybe we assume the other bones found are hers.
So you're suggesting we dredge the moor? for
No,
some
no, she
bones?
was only. It was not too deep. I will
Right.
find the spot and I will. No, we don't need to dredge.
Okay,
There is already dredging going on.
We will-
We can
we
search.
will find the bones, and what else? We need a cloth soaked in milk, correct?
Yes, but there's been a milk shortage. There's no milk anywhere in Denmark. I don't know what we'll do about this.
You definitely see some cows nearby.
Wait, August! Can you milk that dog?
I'm sorry.
You know the dog. You can milk the dog has nipples. You can milk that.
No, I don't think so.
It's all right. Johann has had a very long day. He's making a joke. We need some milk. Do you know where we can find some?
Oh, well, the cows in the fields do produce. That would probably be where I would get milk.
Does someone own them? Can we just walk up there, or do they sell it?
You own a cow, probably, August.
I own a cow. I could give you some milk. I guess. Are you guys thirsty?
No, we
I knew
need the
we could
milk.
count on you.
Yes, sorry. Robert, would you like to fill your friend in about the whole the milk baby and all this thing?
Yes, if he's going to help us
Yes.
out, I do think it's good for him to understand the
You're
full
like a-
picture.
Do a quick rundown of why we need milk and names and all this.
So
Yes,
do you
of course.
guys fill in August on everything?
Everything.
Do we want to fill him in on even the scary attacks? I guess that Robert is probably leading the summary.
Robert would
Yeah,
fill
okay.
him
you
in
get
on
to decide.
everything. Every little thing. Every detail.
Okay.
Including the train.
And then we took a step, and then we took another step. The next
Then
step brought us
We're
even
actually
closer
here
to our
3
destination.
days.
Another step, and yet another, trudging to the malls.
Any
August,
scary parts, Constance will try and like play down, like, oh, it wasn't that bad, really, it was fine, and she's trying to keep August on board.
What they're saying sounds absolutely crazy and superstitious, though, as they're telling the story, it all feels so right to you. It makes more sense than it probably should to your previous knowledge, but you know, they all seem very genuine.
I don't know if I would call you thing any worse than the devil worship allegedly going on, but all right, I can help.
Great. I knew you'd be on board.
Strangely, I am. I don't really understand why, but all right.
Also, the Jensens that you saw glowering at Constance earlier are no longer to be seen in their home.
We're gonna get jumped by some Jensens.
Let's get that milk, shall we? And get out of here.
Oh, yeah. I can, if you'll excuse me, I'll just go do that really fast. And
Oh, I can help. I can tell you how much we
Yeah.
need.
yeah, of course. Sorry, my manners. Follow
And
me.
cloth. We need cloth as well, like a wrapping of some kind.
I'm sure you've got that around as well. It's a
Grab
pretty
some
basic supply.
some cloth and lead Constance back to my meadow.
And
That I have.
cheese. I also need
Yeah.
cheese and bread and maybe some coffee.
We don't actually need those things. It's
Oh.
all
You
right.
definitely don't have coffee. You probably have simple meals, though not a lot of it to share.
I don't have a ton. But if you say that it's not needed, then we'll just...
It's
If
all
you
right.
have
It's
chamomile, you could make tea from this.
I find, August, it's best to just ignore about 50% of what Johan says.
But which 50%? That is your downfall. You ignore the wrong half.
I'm a little afraid of August. No, I'm August.
Oh,
I'm a
you're
little afraid of
yourself.
Johan. I'm really confused. I'm the whole milk. Right.
It's all right. This is quite shocking, I understand. The first time is always a lot, but we're here to help, and we appreciate your help, so let's just take it one step at a time.
Yeah, of course. Right this way.
Constance is like head on a swivel looking for those freaking Jensens. As she looks not like she looks scared. But she's keeping a lookout.
Why don't you make me a vigilance?
Okay. All right. Oh gosh, I have 2 freaking mental conditions right now, so I'm rolling at a penalty of
snap.
2. We have 4 blessed dice. I'm gonna use some blessed dice. I'm gonna use 2 to get me just back to a normal roll. I got 1 success.
1 success. Okay. Yeah, you don't see them anywhere to be found. You do see some tracks leading from their front door. It's pretty fresh foot traffic. I mean, clearly they go in and out of their house quite frequently, but something you do notice is that their door is slightly still ajar.
I was gonna ask, actually, about their door. And how many sets of tracks does it look like the whole troop?
I think the whole family
Tromped out of
took
there?
off
Okay.
somewhere. Yeah.
Okay. August,
Yeah.
why don't you go fetch the milk and cloth? Don't worry about the bread and cheese and the tea and coffee
But
and
actually,
everything.
maybe also matches.
Actually,
this one's real.
we might need matches. If you do
I
have
think I need
those,
to
you
burn
should
a book.
fetch those.
Oh.
Anyway, I'll catch up with you. You leave right just down there,
Yeah.
correct? Okay. I'm just going to check on one thing just very quickly.
Of course, I'll just I'll meet Robert and Johan, I guess, while you do that.
I'll just be a moment. Constance will kind of take out her notes and sort of is pretending to like look up at the sky and sort of like observing other things. And then once August has continued on, she'll try and slip into the house here.
Okay. Yeah, nobody's really paying attention to you, and you feel like you can slip in pretty easily unnoticed. Closing the door behind you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
touching the bones. You touching the bones this time?
yeah, you enter this house, and as you close the door, I mean, it's pretty dark in here. Not like pitch black. There's some very light sunlight coming through the window, but it's always pretty cloudy and gray around here since you've been here. So the lights are dim and low. The first thing you notice when you step into the house is quite an overwhelming stench of like meat. It's like a very meaty smell on the air. Their house is quite a bit larger than most around Grimstead Hughes. And as soon as you shut that door and turn around, you can see there is some sort of heaping animal carcass on the middle of a large table.
Like butchered? Being in the middle of that kind of process?
It looks like a butchery table.
Hmm.
It looks like a big old sheep.
Okay. I guess I'll just kind of take a look around.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an investigation.
I will use my magnifying glass.
Definitely a sheep.
Oh, yes, and my talent makes it so I don't take penalties with investigation.
This sheep is enormous. Oh, wait.
I got 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. So yeah, searching around, you do notice there is a sheep on the butchering table. It is missing its head. It appears like all the wool has been sheared. You can see it on bags on the floor. Aside from the butchering area, the rest of the house is pretty basic. The only other thing of interest that you see around the house is that hanging on the ceiling in various places are like these little straw pagan-looking idols that are hanging everywhere around the house, just randomly on the ceiling.
Do they look the same or like they're different?
All of them look the same. They're kind of like, they almost look like a little straw person, but the legs are curled down.
Does it seem like they're arranged in any kind of order or like
Not that you can make sense of, no.
How are they attached to the ceiling?
Just by little, like little bits of twine.
They're just like hanging there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm very tempted to take one. But I feel like maybe that would be bad. Oh, what do I do? Can you cut away from me? I need to ponder for a moment.
Yeah, for sure. What are the rest of you doing? August, are you grabbing the milk, soaking it in some cloth, or are you getting milk and cloth separately?
I'm getting milk and cloth separately.
Okay.
Bringing it to Johan and Robert.
Excellent. All right, yeah, you've got that. Constance is still off doing something.
So for people at home, the idea, the reason I don't think we mentioned it, that we are collecting milk and cloth is research from last episode about how to get rid of a myling, how to deal with a myling. Myling, in this case, is the ghost of a child that was murdered. We found out who that child is. We found out the circumstances of the death, but we need to banish this presence that is plaguing the Moors. We're looking at destroying the object of their hatred, which I believe we think at this point is the journal that belonged to Sandeman, their father, who forced their mother to kill them and abandon the whole family. It's a whole big thing. It was very sad. We're also looking to find the bones of the child. Now, we had some child bones that were dredged up by the Moorland Society, which it would make sense that those are them, but we do know that the child died in a different bog. So we're looking into that to try and ascertain it's not just like a cultural thing. These things develop, right? Where people commit suicide in the same way, or they kill they get rid of unwanted children in the same way. So we're making sure it's not just another child's body that has been found. So we'll check the bog. But once we do, we need to find that body, wrap it in cloth drenched in milk. And because we don't think that she hates the mother, we think she hates the father, we're going to bury the body with the mother. Luckily, we know where the mother's grave is. If people remember this fun little tidbit, we found a grave that had peonies on it, as well as a grave with roses and a grave with yada, 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 all these different flowers. But we just went to the grandmother's house and she grows peonies. We think we've found the connection there. So we can now identify the mother's grave. We need to name the child, bury the bones wrapped in cloth, in milk cloth, with the mother, and destroy this journal. And hopefully on the way, not get jumped by these satanic murderers, killed by the ghost of a child, or shot by August, who's secretly evil when he reveals his skull and scorpion tattoo. Oh, you've had an adversary added. Here's Katie. I know
I'm wearing long sleeves, so I don't know what you're getting at here, but
fantastic.
So that's where we're at. That's why we need these things. And so as soon as I think Constance is done with her investigation, I think we're heading off to the bog to double check the body, and then trying to get the bones from the camp.
Deal with the ghost. Yeah.
And at any point we can destroy the book. Should we destroy the book now? Should we give that an attempt? Robert, I need to ask you something. While Constance is not here and cannot give any guidance. August, you too. Maybe you have a sense of intuition around these things. I believe the ghost wants us to destroy this book. Should be part of putting the ghost soul to rest. Is that something? Should we do this now? Is it a risk carrying this book around? I hate to rid the world of Sandeman's knowledge, but I have some of my own notes. I have some research taken from it. If it will save the Moors, do we destroy the book now? Or do we risk bringing a vengeful ghost of Sandeman onto the scene, who will try and kill us, and the ghosts will fight? I don't know. What, Robert? I value your input here. What do you think?
Why not? We dispose of any and all evidence.
Yes, we have done this before.
Yes.
Well, August, you have brought matches, I believe, from your house?
Yeah, I've got right here.
Maybe we burn this book. Maybe it is time now. Maybe it will keep the ghost off our back while we search for its remains.
You guys
Let
are
us
the
burn the book.
experts.
What is the worst that will happen?
Right.
Sure, a ghost will attack Grimstead House, and many will die. But maybe it will be fine.
I don't like that second part of that option.
Yes, that is true. Maybe we should do this in a more secluded area. So
I
not
think-
bring the problem to the people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you have a metal garbage can of some sort, August?
Well, we got feeding troughs that are metal. I guess we could throw it in one of those.
I am not so worried about spreading fire around. Here on the moors, a fire will not spread.
I'm not.
Everything here is wet and dank. I don't think I am so worried about. We can throw the book on the path and set it alight.
I mean, yeah. I suppose we could.
Right.
Bring
but
the trough if you want the trough. I don't mind.
I'm just afraid if someone sees that might create problems for us. They've mentioned issues with satanic rituals, and if that were the case, I imagine us burning a book in broad daylight could be a problem, Sir Bostrom.
Okay, put the find the container, put it on my horse. Where is my horse?
Your horse is with you. You brought it into town.
Horse! Ah, that is my horse.
Clump, 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 clump.
It's playing with the dog.
Oh, look at that. They are.
Fantastic. Constance, have you had some time to think about what you want to do with these idols here?
I'm wondering if you would let me make a learning check.
Yeah, for sure.
If I
Go
see if
ahead.
I recognize these at all. Wow, I rolled 3 dice and I got 2 successes.
Wow, look at you rolling hot tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, after you spend some time kind of looking at them closely, you do think you believe reading about this in some books about the area. They are standard wards against evil. Though with your superior knowledge of the supernatural, you actually think that they don't do anything. But it's kind of a local tradition.
Okay. Could I mess the arrangement up a little bit? I want to make it look like a spirit was angry with them.
Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
I want to try and
Ooh.
mess up some of their. I don't want to destroy their home or anything. I'm just going to kind of maim some of the little idol things and maybe pull some down, whatever. Just kind of make it look like, whoa, something crazy happened,
Yeah, I like it.
And then, yeah.
All right, so
I think-
you're messing with the idols, maiming some,
Yeah.
rearranging them, and then leaving.
Do they have anything that might be useful?
There's a cleaver.
Okay, I'll take
And
that.
other than that, it's just basic supplies. But the cleaver
Yeah.
is quite nice.
But that seems like they're a butchering family, that they might
that's
need
their
that.
livelihood.
Yeah. All right, I'm not gonna take that. I'm not trying to ruin this family. I just want them to I want to check them a little, knock
Yeah.
them down a peg or two.
I like it.
Yeah, I will leave then. I will make
And again-
sure to leave the door ajar exactly the way that it was.
Okay, I like it.
And again, for people following along, like, regardless of all the myling stuff, we probably do also think that this family explicitly has maybe been harassing the Moreland Society. We found their father's knife having been used to try and destroy the dredging machine and then dropped at the scene. So we still think that, like, regardless of the supernatural,
Right.
the other
They've
aspect
been
of this mystery
kinda
is
messing things up.
like, I think they have also maybe just been trying to mess with this society for coming in and trying to terraform the Moors.
Ooh, actually, I'm gonna one thing to add to that, Chase. I'm gonna mess up their little setup, and I'm gonna leave their father's knife right in the center, like as perfectly as I can.
Through one
Okay.
of the figures.
Oh
Stab through the
yeah,
figure.
like that.
Wow.
Okay, I love it.
All right, then I'm out.
All right, you've left the knife. You've messed with the
yeah.
idols a bit, and you're out of there.
Could I? It's fine if the answer is no, because I know it's like a mechanical thing. But could I maybe argue for that getting rid of my angry mental condition?
You know what? Why don't you go ahead?
Catharsis, Chase.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and roll me
Catharsis.
an inspiration? Let's see if you inspired yourself.
I inspired myself. Okay,
Good work, Constance. Yeah.
you did good job. It's one success.
Yeah, go ahead and take away one condition.
Yay! I'm not
Nice.
angry. I am still frightened, but I'm not angry because they're out there still. I don't know where they are. But
Chase,
All
can
right.
I get an extra experience if I design a good propaganda kind of advertising poster for the Moreland Society? Because I think a big poster that says, like, Moreland means more land, with like a kind of a two shots,
that's
one of
good.
bogs,
That's
and one
good.
of farming on arable land. I think can I like just throw me an extra experience for like
Yeah,
developing
if
a
you
good marketing
if you make
strategy
a
for the
good
Moreland Society.
if you make a fun thing like that for Discord, I'll give you an extra experience.
Snap.
there you go. All right, Constance comes back over. She's got a slightly more pep in her step than she did before, and but looks even more hurried than she did previously. All right, I think it's time we leave now. Actually, probably right now. Where's the horse? Horse. All right, let's move it along, people. We don't have all day.
Yes,
Okay.
let's go.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are following Constance. Then where are you guys headed to? What's the destination right now?
My vote, if we're voting on destinations, is we need to head to, I believe, and tell me if this is not right, because you said we did recognize it. We're heading to Grimstead Bog, which is where I had my vision, or like that was where my vision occurred of the child being drowned. I believe that
I
was in
think it's
Grimstead
good to
Bog.
be. I think it's good to be thorough. So I'm with you, Johan. If we want to go there first, but could we take a slightly wider berth around the cemetery this time?
Well, look, we can take the path to the east or the southeast, heading down the Grimstead Tavern again, and follow our original path to the Moreland camp.
Just go in a big circle.
Just do like a big circle, maybe like a triangle. We'll do the other half of the triangle. But
Okay.
perhaps on the way we stop and destroy this book when we are away from civilization. Maybe here, as we cross the Fyrus Creek, we can burn it and throw the ashes in the creek.
Very good.
All right, so
sounds
you
like
guys
a
are
plan
going to
for
go
everyone.
towards the east path, then downwards. So the
Yes,
the
we
opposite
travel
of- yeah.
east. We stop at the creek. We burn a book.
Fantastic.
Scatter the
Why don't,
ashes.
why don't you guys all roll me a vigilance check as you're traveling east?
No,
Great.
who would need this? Vigilance. I got one success. Constance got one success.
Excellent. So as you guys are heading down this road to the east, shortly after you begin on the road, you can see there's a clearing across some marshy bits, just some tall grass here and there. But you can see crouched down behind some tall grass with their back exposed to you. You can see along the other road, the Jensen brothers are hunkered down as if they're waiting for something on the other road.
On the other road?
Yeah, can you ping again? Sorry.
Yeah, let's
What
see
you're
here.
talking
So
about.
over, in fact, you know what? Here, I'll put them on the map for you. Then you can kind of see where they're at. You can see them kind of over here.
Oh, so they're wait. Well, what if they're waiting for us, thinking we'd be heading back to the cemetery? Because we did
Maybe.
talk a lot about the cemetery.
Yeah.
They don't seem to
Maybe.
notice you. They're just crouched down in some nasty muddy bog behind some tall grass.
Hmm.
I'm just going to say it. I don't like that family one bit.
No, I worry if we leave now, they will not see us. This is fine for us, but what about Katrina? If she, in her travels, needs to head back to the cemetery, then, I mean, what will we do then? They will jump her, and they shall attack. Maybe we have the numbers.
In that situation, I would be more worried for them. Let's be honest.
Well, this is true. This is
Katrina is a master of a million battles, so I'm certain that they would regret it.
true.
Also,
Yes.
thank you so much for the raid. Appreciate you.
Man,
Murder hobos
see-
and Choco Bros.
so we are given an example here. Here they raid us. Maybe we should raid the Jensen boys come up behind. and hit them with their own cleaver or something.
August, do you know how dangerous the Jensens are? I know you don't like them any more than I do, but
I guess
Are
you would know of the Jensens that they are kind of general ruffians. They get into some physical confrontations here and there, but they're not like murderers that you've ever heard of or experienced.
They've never, like murdered anybody. They like a good tussle every now and then. What if I just went and talked to them?
Oh yes, this is good.
Yeah.
I don't.
If they wanted to
love
kill you,
them,
they would have
but
killed you many days ago because you live in the
Oh.
same town.
That's an odd logic, but
what do you
Okay.
plan to say to them?
I was just gonna ask them to, go on their way. They've got nothing here to bother you with.
Well, if you think it's a good idea, you know them best out of all of us.
I would probably get them off your back, right? Go talk to them.
Yeah. I'll come with you, just in case.
Right. And the dog's coming with as well.
Awesome. Are you guys taking the road and looping back around, or are you guys going to cut through the moor to him?
I want to cut through the moor, come up behind them.
Excellent.
Wait, you're going too, Johan? Are we all going?
I want
Oh.
August to cut through this.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh,
I will wait here.
yeah. August will cut through the moor and
Fantastic. Roll me a vigilance.
I would love to roll you vigilance. I am afraid.
Do you want me to roll as well since I'm going with?
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
One success.
One success.
Wow. Okay, yeah. As you guys are cutting through the moor, you both notice a big patch of pretty well concealed mud that looks quite dangerous, but you're able to spot it, and if you choose to, walk around it.
Oh, Robert, just right there. We'll just walk this way. Yeah,
Yes, of course. Thank you, August.
of course. Oh,
Hey, what? What the hell are you doing here, August? You with them?
well, yeah, I'm kind of helping him out. What are you two doing?
We ain't doing nothing. Yeah, we weren't doing anything, Og. What you doing out here?
I just said
Who are
that
you
I
hanging
was-
out with the outsiders?
They're not bad people, you two. They're trying to help this place, from what I understand.
You know, they think we're devil worshippers.
I don't think they think that.
They
You
both look
asked
pretty
them.
nervous. One of them has a slingshot that he's holding in his hand that you can see.
What?
He kind of starts tucking it behind his back.
You got a slingshot there, I see. For
Yeah,
fun and
you,
games, right?
Interrupted target practice.
Yeah, target practice. Were those the targets back there? Just wondering if they were. Wouldn't be very kind to, fling things at our guests, right?
We were going out with our sis. Isn't that right? Hey, sis, where'd you go off to?
August starts looking around for their sister.
You can see that she looked like she was laying down, and she stands up. She takes something off of her head. It looks like there was some kind of bag over her head. And she stands up. Has both her hands behind her back. Yeah, sorry, just looking around. What's going on here?
Well, I was gonna suggest that maybe you leave this group alone and go about your own business.
We don't have any business with you or your new friends, August. Why don't you just move along?
Well, it just seems like you were crouching down, maybe waiting for if they came up the other way. I just want to make sure that we're not going to have any...
That's a false accusation. Why don't you get out of here with that, August? Why don't you go play your damn piano?
No, it's not. You're being awfully hostile for these guests.
Oh, I think you're being awful hostile, August.
I'm going to have to ask you to calm down, you three. Why don't you go down to the pub? Have a drink.
Why don't you roll and manipulate?
Man, while that conversation was going on, Robert was just rolling up his sleeves. He's getting ready to throw down.
One success. Now, August kind of folds his arms too, and the dog next to him kind of hunkers down a little and does a little growl.
Yeah, they all tensely eye you two for a minute, and then the sister finally, you can see she tucks something on her belt behind her back. Yeah, drink sounds nice. Let's go, boys. And she slaps one of them on the back with an oof, and then they go wandering down the road.
Wise choice, gentlemen. And he doesn't say lady, pointedly.
Excellent. All right. Yeah, they're walking down south, same road you guys took past the cemetery. You can see it's not so well concealed when they walk away from you. She has a very large cleaver tucked behind her back.
I think maybe watching for them is a good idea.
You can see a severed sheep's head down on the ground where she was laying down.
Neat.
They left it behind?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What do you make of that, August?
I don't really know. Latent frustration whilst waiting. Never really did understand this family.
Right. Well, that was pretty impressive, the way you talked them down.
You just kind of got to talk to the people around here sometimes. It might be shitty, but anyway.
Right.
We should go back.
Are you married?
Oh, no, I'm not married.
That's a shame. All right, let's go back.
August just frowns and follows Robert back.
All right, yeah, you guys safely rejoin the rest of your companions.
Chase, since we have a moment of downtime, may I use my last charge of my memento?
Yeah, what do you do and how are you interacting with that while that all goes down?
I think watching August and Robert kind of stand up for them and be successful. I think she just kind of reaches into her pocket and sort of absentmindedly grabs it's wrapped in a handkerchief, this dried red rose. She just sort of handles it in her pocket, watching these two sort of dissolve the threat kind of in front of her. She's filled with a new reassurance and resolve that she's safe. She's among friends. These people will look out for her, and ultimately at the end of the day, they have her back. And she knows that that her brother is with her as she holds on to this handkerchief.
I love that. Yeah, go ahead
He's
and...
no longer frightened.
Yeah, heal that condition up. Love it. All right. You guys are regrouped and continuing down the road. Was there anywhere you guys wanted to stop? You said the creek was your next stop?
You guys wanted to burn the book and throw it in the creek? Okay.
I think so.
Excellent. Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys continue down the road. It is quite uneventful this way. Now, something noticeable is this road does seem quite a bit less traveled than the other. There's less foot traffic. It's a bit more muddy, a bit more yucky to walk through, but it's manageable. So yeah, you guys get to the creek. No problems. What are you doing to that book?
I think literally just take the book, throw it on the ground, and set it on fire. I don't think I want to do anything else.
Taking some of your lamp oil you use for your lantern and just lighten it up?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Great.
Now, I'll remind you, this was quite a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, look, and some of it has, as I was saying, has been kind of transitioning to my own notes that I've added, like the annotations on Minutus, the library's notes, my own research earlier at the camp.
Okay.
And, I think honestly, yeah, for Johan, it's tough. It is hard. Like, burning a book is not an easy thing to do. But I think there's two things that help for Johan. And one is knowing how much of his father's research was dismissed and lost and thrown out. Right? This has happened to better stuff than what Sandeman has done, has been lost. And secondly, there's just a fundamental arrogance, I think, there, that sure, we're losing Sandeman's work, but yeah, he was wrong. He's obsessed with the devil. He doesn't understand really what fundamentally makes a Vaesen a Vaesen. So is it that big a loss? It's, we've lost work from such talented researchers. To lose something from Sandeman, who is objectively a very talented researcher, but Johan is arrogant enough to be like, well, he's not as good as me, so it's not that big a loss.
I love it. Okay. Yeah, so you toss that book on the ground, you light it on fire, and it lights up just like you expect a book would. There's nothing super exciting about the way it burns. You can smell the leather, you can smell the parchment, you can see them curling and turning to embers. But after a moment of this book burning, there is a strike of thunder. It starts to rain, and you all hear this horrible, horrible screeching sound, similar to that bird that you encountered before, coming kind of from the center of the moor over here. And you see this huge, shadowy figure of a bird flying up into the air, screeching, trailing black feathers as it rises up to the sky. And the shriek abruptly cuts off as there's just one final poof of feathers that seem to rain down in the center of the moor. August, you see all of that as well.
What was that?
That is your new life, August.
Oh,
this
you
is
saw
the
it.
new normal.
You did see it?
Was I not? Yeah, the thing rose up really high and then it just poof.
Oh, I'm so delighted that you saw it too, August. This is wonderful. Well,
what's wonderful?
Sort of.
No, it is. Look, August, fundamentally it is terrible. But it's also wonderful
for us.
I'm not following. I'm sorry.
It's a lot to absorb. I can explain on the way, but for now, Johan, I think that means that was a successful step.
I will take this to be a good omen, not a bad one. So I think we shall be okay.
Great thinking.
She'll put her hand on Johan's shoulder and just give a very gentle squeeze and say, and don't worry, we're going to fill a book even larger than that one.
Yes. Look, Sandeman, he could research, he could write, but he did not. I don't think he could see. Fundamentally, I don't think he could. He lacked a vision. Besides, there are probably more books out there by people who did not murder their daughters, so maybe we are better off without this one.
Yes, that's true. So,
And his formatting was
August.
atrocious.
Constance will dive into sort of welcome to being able to see Vaesen speech with August. Well, it's not really a speech. She hasn't given this a bunch of times, but she'll just sort of dive in very excitedly to like what this means and kind of what they do, and just she seems very enthused that there is another among their ranks.
August will listen enthusiastically, like very interested.
Excellent. All right.
Wait, what's the hold on. You say a person is smart, people are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. 1,500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everyone knew the Earth was flat. And 15 minutes ago, you knew that there were no Vaesen on this planet. Imagine what you'll know tomorrow. That's the Men in Black monologue.
I love it. Fantastic. All right. Are you guys continuing onwards past the creek?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we
Nice.
want? Does
Yeah.
anybody need to stop? Does anyone need to use the bathroom? Do you want to stop at the tavern as we go? We only get one warning. We're not going to turn this horse around.
Oh.
Okay, then we shall go straight to the bog.
Awesome. Yeah, August, you would know the reason this path is less traveled is sometimes if the weather gets too bad, this creek can flood over and it's not the safest path to take. But you were pretty confident them walking down here that currently it's fine to traverse. Though now that it is raining, it's probably not a way you want to take on the way back.
Okay, we should go.
Once Constance finishes her speech,
She can walk and talk
August will-
too. We can continue on. Yeah.
August will just be like, also, thank you for that. We won't want to take that way back. It'll be flooded.
It would have been nice had you warned us on the way. It could have been flooded, but we will not go back.
Yes.
We were safe that anyway.
Yeah. Constance, August is both intelligent and not married.
August just frowns.
All right. I'm not quite sure what that has to do with seeing Vaesen or hunting them, but I always appreciate learning new things about people.
Look,
August.
Robert is too polite to say, Constance, but you are getting on in years. Maybe there is. You should not turn your nose up at opportunities like this at your age.
Constance will like smack the horse. Is Johan riding the horse? No,
No,
he
I
hasn't
would
been
never.
riding this. Okay, well, is he leading the horse?
Yes.
And she'll kind of smack the horse to start moving faster forward to
Ah, the
hopefully
horse!
drag
Ah!
Johan along. Don't mind either of them. They, like I said, it's best to just ignore 50%, although I'm thinking of adjusting that percentage, maybe about 75% of what Johan says.
Oh, it's quite a. I mean, it's a lot of percents.
Oh, he is quite useful in that other 25%. Enough so that I keep him around, but you do have to put up with all the rest of it, unfortunately.
Well, if it means anything, you look, lovely and not old.
What a charmer.
I think that was supposed to be a compliment. So, thank you, August.
Yeah.
I did appreciate you talking down the Jensens earlier.
Oh.
They were making me quite nervous, and I feel much safer with you around, and I appreciate that.
They're a bunch of brutes. You just have to, put them in their place. They might ride off on their father's heroics, but you just have to tell them to stop. I'm happy to do it.
And as this conversation is happening and you guys are approaching the tavern, you can see from the front door of the tavern exits the young kitchen boy that you saw back at the Moreland Society camp. Robert, I believe you were pretty involved in interaction with them and Katrina.
Right.
And he steps out. He's got an empty bag as he steps out of the tavern, big cloth burlap sack. And he notices your group, perks up, and he comes running up to all of you. Oh, hey, is that soldier lady with all of you?
No, she has other business to attend to. Why?
Oh, she I think it's called a bribe. She bribed me to say if I had heard anything interesting. I kind of did. It has to do with all of you. Is gossip the same thing? Does gossip count as something interesting?
It can be.
Yes.
Why don't you spit it out and we'll tell you how much it's worth?
Crowmutter, the tavern keeper, she was just talking kind of bad about your group. She was calling you all as superstitious as her dad, and her dad was pretty superstitious. She thought that it was pretty funny that you all thought that ghosts were real. So she was spreading that around to some people.
Who was her father?
Don't say Sandeman. Don't you dare say Sandeman. I would not like this.
I don't know who Sandeman is. I don't think so, but maybe. I don't know. I don't know her dad's name. I've never seen her dad. I think he died a long time ago.
Is with August now.
So we
you
have a
probably
local
didn't.
chase.
No, I don't think you would. You would know of Crowmutter's father. He's long passed. He probably passed before you arrived in town.
Oh.
But he was a pretty superstitious guy. He always told ghost stories and actually believed them.
Well, what
So
were
thought you
the
should
terms
know.
of this bribe?
Oh, she already paid me, so I'm.
Oh, excellent. Well,
I
then
think
our
I've heard him
transaction
say,
is concluded.
I'm holding up my end, right? Is that how you say it?
And you are
Yes.
very well to do that.
You can pay me more if you want, though.
No.
If you find something more useful than that, then perhaps we will.
Yes, next
Okay.
time you bring us information, we'll pay you after the fact.
I think ghosts are real for the record, so I wouldn't talk bad about you.
No. Seems Crowmutter is stupid.
All right.
Oh, she's really nice usually. Just, yeah, I guess gossiping's mean. Anyways, I have to get back to my mom.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
He goes
Johan.
running down the road.
We've already made a great many enemies so far, and so far only one friend. She'll
Yes,
motion
but
to
also we
August.
are here trying to save the whole mall, and people are giving us advice, telling us about ghosts, and then we go and they say, oh, what an idiot thinking about ghosts. The hospitality that you would expect from people is very much lacking in this town, in this ling. And I say, mostly because of the angry tag that is ticked off on my character sheet, that we go in there and we tell her to stop talking about us and to, I don't know, take a pot and put it on her own head or something like this.
Isn't there a saying that honey attracts better? Maybe you don't go in there and anger my boss.
Oh yeah, it is your boss.
That does seem detrimental toward August's professional prospects, Johan.
Right, and he might have a family to take care of soon.
All right. So,
Looks at Robert.
So what,
Constance also looks at Robert. They're both just like,
do we ignore this old woman? Do we move on? Do we just focus on the myling?
yes.
Or do we think there is some hidden little hint in who her father was? Every person here is superstitious. They don't know what is right, but they are all superstitious about something.
Yeah, taverns are good places for gossip, and that's kind of a business. So I don't know that you need to worry or be too angry about it, Johan.
It is just disrespectful.
I understand. I'm not saying that it's not, but
Robert,
Yes.
we will all go. You quickly throw a rock at her window, then we shall leave.
Very well.
Can we not
Yes,
throw
go.
the rock at the...
No, it's in the air already. Sorry, it's too late, August. Now we run.
Are you throwing a rock?
Yes.
Can
Yeah.
I try to catch the rock?
You cannot catch the rock.
How about Robert rolls a force versus August's agility?
Oh, great.
Cool. Yeah.
I've got 0 successes.
All right.
Same.
On a tie, I'm going to assume that you didn't have wicked reflexes and the rock flies through the window.
Let the record show that
Cool.
Constance is rapidly walking down the path away from this whole thing.
August stumbled after the rock, and it was just one of those. The rock went, and then August went by the rock.
Are you all running after the window shatters?
August,
I mean, as
not.
much as Johan can run.
As much as Johan can run. Okay. Yeah,
August
you'll
is-
hear a, what in the hell was that?
It was a ghost!
Yeah, you guys scurrying down the road. And you can see Crow Mutter from behind out the door, hands on her hips, broom in a hand, watching you all down the road. August, is that you?
I'll help fix it when I.
You tell
come
them I'm
back.
putting that on their tab.
I'll fix it, ma'am. You can take it from my wages.
We'll talk about that later.
Right, Mom?
Can't hear
Sorry.
you! We're too far down the road now!
August is just walking backwards. He is not running away. He's just sorry.
See her angrily start to sweep up the glass.
Although, in hindsight, it's quite all right if they put it on our tab, since we are being paid for by the Moreland Society.
Yeah, see, this is the
Oh, you
secret
are?
of vandalism. When someone else
I
pays
do
for
not
it.
think that is what you had in mind, Johan. I refuse to believe that is what was top of your mind when you asked Robert to do that.
That's because you don't know how powerful my mind is.
Johan, roll an
I can have
inspiration.
multiple tops. The whole is like a plateau up there. Everything sits together at the forefront of my mind.
Yeah, roll me an inspiration, Johan. I want to see if that made you feel better.
Okay.
We did it for Constance. I feel like that may have been gratifying. We'll see.
I mean, look, my when my inspiration, I'm rolling
Yeah.
2d6 minus
Okay.
1. I got a 1.
Okay. You know, didn't take the edge off.
Still angry.
Oh yeah. All right. So you guys are heading on to the bog now?
Yeah, into the bug.
I guess.
So Johan, are you kind of leading at this point since you are the one who has seen the very specific place where this happened?
Yeah, I think once we get to the bog, Johan is basically like closing his eyes for a moment, opening them up again to check his surroundings, closing again, trying to keep in his mind's eye that the image of where he was when the vision, like in the vision of the child being killed, and trying to find like there's a lot of, I think, weird angles as I start to slowly step into the bog, and I look upwards at the sky, trying to see if the trees are the same, trying to see, just trying my best to recreate the image that I've seen.
Excellent. And as you look up at a tree and you search around, as you look back down, you see a ghostly looking girl standing in the middle of the bog. Let's see. I can show you guys the art right there.
Oh, I've seen you before,
Oof.
Ghost
All
Girl.
of you see her about the same time. It's as if she just appeared out of nowhere, all of you looking elsewhere, and then she's just there in the middle of the bog, staring specifically at Johan. And as you get a glimpse of her, Johan, you also can tell that the surrounding area looks very familiar to your vision. But also, this is quite an unsettling sight. She doesn't look right. She almost looks like her shoulder is wisping away into black feathers as the wind blows her hair. I need all of you to make me a fear test.
Am I together enough to not be afraid, or do I count as being by myself in the middle of a bog?
Johan, you've already kind of experienced this, so I will actually say you don't need to make this check, but everybody else does.
Great.
I was this girl.
So that was logic or empathy, right? for fear
Yep,
test?
logic or empathy, and
Plus
then
the
there
number
are
of allies around.
yeah.
Right.
There's 3 of
Okay.
you around, so you can add 3 dice to it.
Sick.
Ah, so many successes.
3 successes.
All right, Constance, you
Wowza.
keep it together.
Oh no.
No, Robert. I'll push.
We have blessed dice and
Okay.
cursed dice.
We sure do. August and
Well, you
Robert,
can
you either need to
embrace the
push or
fear.
take some of dice.
I'm gonna push. All right, I got 2 with the push.
Okay, so take a mental condition. What mental condition are you taking?
Oh goodness, I'm. Robert is gonna be frightened.
Okay.
I'm imagining part of it is just being freaked out at, Mr. Bostrom, just continuously venturing forth without, like seemingly without any care for safety or anything. And then just suddenly seeing this little girl that we've heard so much about, and yeah, he's just like a chill runs up his spine. He's like ready to fight, but he feels like that fight or flight really battling in his brain.
I love it. August, what about you? Are you going to fail? Or are you going to push or take some dice?
I'm gonna fail for lack of experience in any of this. This is still freaky.
Excellent. Okay, so you need to make so number 1, you're going to take 1 mental condition, and then you need to choose to either attack the nearest enemy, to flee, to just become frozen in place and basically incapacitated, or pass out.
It's gonna be frozen in place. He's just like, it's a point and it's a
Go.
Excellent. Okay, so all of you a couple of you freeze up. Constance and Johan, you're keeping it together. And Johan, you saw that newborn in your vision. You saw it it looked so familiar, so real in front of you. And although this is a young girl, not a newborn, you recognize the face structure, the eyes, even though they're kind of ghostly. This looks like the same girl as that newborn. You can just tell. You feel it. And she's staring directly into your eyes, and she takes a step towards you. And now feels like a good time for a break. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to take a quick 10-minute intermission to go refill some drinks, take a quick break, and we'll be back shortly, everybody. So stick around, and we'll see you guys in a few. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around, giving us a short break. We are continuing some Vaesen tonight. So let's jump right into it. Just before we went to the break, Johan, there is this ghostly girl that has taken a step towards you. She's locking eyes with you. And she just stands there. And she stares and she watches you.
How do you not get killed by a ghost girl? Okay. I very slowly reach for my pistol. No, I don't have a pistol. I don't want to freak her out, but we're trying to do the right thing by her. I don't know how she's going to react if I start trying to search for her bones. So I'm gonna also, at least for a little while, wait as well. I'm gonna just kind of look at her with and try and just hold on just for a second to see if she does anything.
Excellent. And yeah, this entire time, August, you feel like you can't move, you can't speak, you just feel paralyzed with fear. Robert, Constance, you both have it together as well. But yeah, if you wait, she just stands exactly like that picture.
Cool.
And her eyes do not waver. She just stares straight into your eyes.
I'm going to try not to completely take my eyes off her, but I'm just going to reach down into the bog and see if I can start sifting around for some bones. I'm just like,
Okay. Yeah. You start digging in the bog. It's kind of smelly. It's muddy. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a vigilance? Is anybody gonna help? What are the other two of you who are functional right now going to do?
Whatever Mr. Bostrom is doing, Robert is going to do his best to help. Whether it be steadying him if he doesn't understand what Bostrom is doing, or helping like dig out if he's trying to dig something.
Okay, yeah, I like it. This is actually quite mucky and a little bit treacherous as you're digging down in there, Johan. Why don't you roll me a vigilance, Johan, and Robert, why don't you roll me a force to help steady him so he doesn't get stuck?
Great.
I got 2 successes.
As did I.
Okay. Constance, what are you doing in the meantime?
I'm trying to help August, who has evidently frozen. I think Constance has probably seen this before and seen this like kind of reaction before. I mean, so I think she's trying to kind of drag him a little farther away and just sort of like, I mean, I know mechanically I can't break him out of it, but just is like, it's all right.
Could.
I can?
Manipulator inspiration. You can go ahead and try to
okay,
snap
yeah,
him
I want to
out of it.
try and snap him out of it then. Okay. August, I know I said this would be a lot, and here it all is, all at once, but just take a deep breath. It's all right. She'll step in front of August and like put her hands on his face and kind of like try and bring his gaze down like toward her. And it's just like, it's all right. I'm here with you. We're all here with you. It's going to be okay. Just look at me. It's all right. My inspiration is the same as my manipulation.
Okay,
but
roll it up.
This feels inspirational to me, so let's see. We have some dice. I'll use one of the blessed dice.
I like it. Use them up.
Ooh.
That's what they're
2
there for.
successes.
Fantastic. Yeah,
Remember,
so
Constance,
August.
only true love's kiss could wake August.
Says digging in the muck. August, this does not take away your mental condition, but it does snap you out enough to the point where you're no longer incapacitated. You can function. You kind of snap out of it. You can feel that there is no imminent danger at the moment. Meanwhile, Johan and Robert, you're steadying him through some pretty deep muck. You got to really get in there, Johan, but you almost feel like you know exactly where it is, like as if something's driving you to it. And digging down in that mud, you do pull up a pile of bones. And as you come up with an armful of bones, this ghost does take kind of a hurried step towards you and stops right in front of you and looks down at the bones and then looks back up at you and just continues to stare.
For people raiding right now, yes, I have just dragged the bones of a child whose ghost is staring at me out of a bog. What do I
Yes,
do?
and thank you for the raid.
If you've just raided, tell me what to do with these ghost bones. I'm in a bog with some ghost bones. Okay. You know what? I'm a logical kind of guy. We got to start testing these things out.
Okay.
I would like to see if I could trial a name for this ghost. We have to name the ghost to finish our ritual, but maybe we'll, like, if I'm like, hey, I'm going to call you Little Gabriel, or whatever his name was, and name her after her terrible, terrible father, she's probably not going to like that. So I'm going to try some stuff out.
Okay. And these bones that you pick them up in the same cloth that you saw this newborn wrapped in your vision. So they're kind of tidy in a nice wrapped cloth already.
Oh, they're already in cloth. Ooh,
Very
okay.
muddy, wet, old cloth, but yes, they are together.
Yeah. I'm going to just try and hold, the bones fairly. Now, you know what? I'm Johan, right? My empathy is very low. My logic is quite high. Surely the manner in which you hold a bone is not relevant to the opinion of... So I'm just going to kind of like tuck him under my arm. And I'm going to say... Don't worry, little girl. May I call you... We get her grandmother's name?
Yeah,
Thea.
Constance will like whisper, shout, "It's Thea! Thea, this is the grandmother!"
Shall I call you Thea?
She tilts her head to the side and shakes her head.
What about Signa?
Shakes her head.
Joanna?
Tilts her head to the side as if she thinks for a minute. And shakes her head.
Little baby bones?
Could
She
I
goes still and just
Oh, no.
stares again.
We will
Could I-
discover this.
whisper to August, knowing that he's a musician? Constance thinks maybe August will have basically the spark that Johann is lacking with his like very logical approach. Maybe August is more in touch with something very poetic and beautiful for this situation. So she's gonna, now that he's kind of snapped out of this, she'll like elbow him and sort of say, "You can help us. Any ideas? You might know something about her family, or maybe just something beautiful around here."
Family, grandmother's Thea, but that didn't work.
This is
feel
good
it,
practice.
August.
This is
Yeah,
good
just-
practice. Picking names.
names. I don't know.
I have
Bella?
one more suggestion.
Yes, Johan.
What about Heon, which is the Danish word for peony, the flower that her mother and her grandmother liked. People like to be named after flowers. I could call it Peon. That is Danish for peony. What about
This entire
what
time,
do you
she's
think of Peon?
locked eyes still with Johann. She hasn't even looked at anybody else.
Blink menacingly out of existence. Once for yes, and twice for no. Peon.
She just stares.
This will do for now, I think. I'm going to take your bones, and I'm going to back away slowly to the shore. Goodbye, little ghost. Here I go.
Don't worry,
Away.
we have milk.
We will milk your bones, don't worry.
Wait, the milk is for this?
Yes, it's for the cloth actually, but
Uh,
that's part of the ritual. So you've already been helpful.
As you start backing
Sure.
away, Johann, she follows.
Oh, she's following.
Okay. Yes, please come with us.
We want her to come with us.
Yes. August, here, you hold these bones.
Oh God. He'll hold the bones like.
Support
Okay.
the head.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, like a mother with a little child.
As
But
you hand the
then
bones
you can,
over to
the bones are
August,
alive.
as you hand the bones over to August, she turns her attention towards August and just starts staring straight at you, August.
Oh God,
Oh,
she's
good.
just staring at me. Why is she staring at me? Hi.
Johann, do you really think this is necessary? This is August's first time.
This is trial by fire.
I'm
My
going to-
first time dealing with the Vaesen, I was viciously attacked and left for dead on the porch of my own home. This is all August must do is hold some bones.
Oh, going to keep your
Yeah.
bones safe.
August, could you try some names? Maybe we could perhaps name this child in a way as you go. Try some fun names.
Where are you guys headed
Yeah,
as you
I'll-
try some names?
Let's head to the cemetery.
Now,
Yeah, what
that is
path
a
are you
question.
taking?
Yes, I was just thinking this. Do we go back through the Moreland Society
Oh,
trailing a
gosh.
little girl ghost with us, or do we need to We can't go back the way we came because there is a flood,
It'll be
which
flooded.
someone could have told us about earlier, August. but sure.
Okay, sorry.
Johan, August knows the moors better than any of us. Perhaps we should let him focus on the trail and someone else can carry the bones.
Yes, August should focus on the trail. I like this idea. Who wants the bones?
Robert,
Oh.
come and take the bones.
All right, I'll take the bones.
Here. And August very gently and carefully hands them.
Yeah. Robert, as you take the bones, the girl's attention turns towards you. Eyes locks with you. Starts following directly with whoever's carrying the bones. You can tell she directly follows them.
All right.
It's starting to get quite dark as the clouds are getting thicker. The rain is starting to heavy a little bit. It's getting very cold. You're all probably getting quite muddy and wet at this point.
I'll pull out my hurricane lamp and I will grab August's hand and say, it's all right. Just lead us safely to the graveyard and you'll have helped so much. Just focus on the trail.
As you pull out the hurricane light, the more light that sheds on this girl, the more incorporeal she seems to get. Very hard to see as more light illuminates her.
I'm definitely pointing it like the way we're going. So I'm not shining it on her. I know it'll just kind of spread, but I'm focused forward.
Okay. All right. So you guys are heading down the main road through the Moreland Society camp.
Are we going?
Well,
to
I
the
think
camp?
I think we wanted to go around the camp, right? Is that what we?
Yeah, the worry is
And-
just like we get stuck in the bog and die a painful boggy death.
All right.
We were warned not to go into the bog.
Perhaps
I did
one
already,
of us.
but
Perhaps one of us could distract most of the camp while the others just sort of slip through, unnoticed.
yes, this could work. Maybe we take them all to the food tent, and we say, "I have a terrible news. I must deliver in person," and then we sneak on past.
That could work.
Okay, who would like to do this? Constant, I'm sure you have had a large group of people all gather in a living room together while you describe the outcome of an investigation slowly. You must be practiced at this.
All right. Sure. I can give it a go. If you think you'll be all right, she
Yes.
asks August. She asks only August. She does not care about Johan's or Robert's answer to that question.
His hand tightens a little around hers. Yeah, that's. I'll be fine.
Just get them safely through, and I'll meet you on the other side.
Yeah. Sure. Yep, I can do that.
Here, take this. She'll give her lantern over to August.
Thank you.
But do turn it down when you go through the camp, otherwise everyone will notice.
Right. Yep.
All right.
Of course.
Johan,
All right.
not too much trial by fire while I'm away, all right? And she'll head off.
The trial is finished.
Yeah.
Okay. So Constance is going to go up ahead first and try to create a distraction.
Mhm.
Robert has the bones still. August has the lamp.
And Johan has the horse.
Johan has the
And
horse.
we've got a horse and a dog.
Okay.
We're going to get a horse, a dog, and a ghost through this camp.
I love it. Okay. Yeah, Constance, you arrive at the camp first, a little bit ahead of everybody else. And you see that same young boy at the edge of the camp. He's standing there looking like he's contemplating something.
The same boy who said everyone was gossiping about us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hey, ma'am.
What are you doing out here?
I'm trying to decide if I should go for another grocery run or not.
Oh. What's
Probably
the...
weather's getting too bad.
It is close to dark. That's
No,
true.
I'll be fine. And he goes walking past you.
Which direction? Toward where I came
Towards your
from?
group, yeah.
Actually, I don't think you'd want to miss this.
Want to miss what? Sorry?
I was here. I was coming to the camp to explain what we have discovered in our investigation. It's
Oh, like ghost stories?
well, a little bit of that, and also a little bit of murder, as well as some very scandalous details about people's family histories, and all sorts of very exciting things. I just would hate for you to miss it because you are a very important part of this investigation, thanks to the information you delivered.
Roll manipulation.
Okay.
Ooh.
We have dice. Oh gosh, we have 7 cursed dice.
7 cursed
I want to use
dice.
some of those. I'm going to use
Seriously.
some of
Yes.
those. This is a cursed roll.
Okay.
I'm going to use 3 here.
The child doesn't see the rest of the group because he suddenly dies. Thanks.
I rolled 9
Nice
dice
one.
and I didn't get any successes.
Oh no!
I mean, that
Do I push?
that kind of all sounds fake. I don't want my mom to get mad. I'm going to go for another run.
Gosh.
Push?
Oh.
I just noticed there was a push button at the top right of the character sheet.
Yeah.
I was just doing it manually.
I
Yeah,
guess.
there's definitely a way to just push it on the character sheet. It's great.
All right. I don't know if it's that bad that this one child passes you guys, because I think I'm not going to push. I think I'm going to let it fail. Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
Fine, we'll just kill the child.
All right.
My hope here's a little bit of table talk, but my hope is that maybe we'll just be able to hustle and get this all done before that even matters.
Yes.
If he's going
Honestly-
the other direction.
And
He's going
what's
back
gonna
towards the
happen?
rest of the folk.
The kid is going to pass us and be like, "Oh no, I saw a ghost," and then he's going to go tell someone, "I saw a ghost in the bog," and they're going to be
Right,
like,
or
"Yeah,
he's going to
get, like,
see
so
he's going to
did
see you
everyone,
3 because he's headed back toward the tavern, right, Chase?
Yeah.
Or
Uh-huh.
okay, yeah, okay. I'm not. It's fine. He might see you guys. That's not ideal, but
Okay.
whatever.
All right. Good luck with your speech, though, ma'am.
All right.
Thanks.
Do be careful.
Hey, did anybody ever tell you you're real pretty?
Oh,
No,
that's very sweet.
Anyways, he kind of blushes. Bye. All right. He goes running past Constance, and the rest of you see him approaching, running up towards all of you on the road.
Could I?
Oh,
Oh,
I'm so
you're-
sorry, Chase.
Oh, yeah,
Could
no, you're good.
Could I do one thing since I know he's going that way? Could I just say, oh, you might run into my friends along the path there. If you, what would I tell him? If you could do me a favor and just tell them I said hello, and I am so excited to explain everything to the camp, and I'm sorry they're going to miss it. But tell them I'll be along shortly.
Okay. Do I get money for that? Never mind. And he goes running away.
Good.
All right.
Yeah, the rest of you see him approaching your group. Hey there, your friends up there. What did she say? She said hi, and I think she'll see you at the camp. I think that's what she said.
Great.
wonderful.
Good.
Thank you for the message,
Great.
little
Yeah.
boy. Please go away.
August
I-
is trying to make himself kind of big and like blocking Robert in a way, like the eye line,
Okay.
aware of where this ghost is.
Mm.
That
Yeah,
makes
she's
sense.
the ghost is standing right there, just staring at Robert. And he's,
Great.
I gotta go get groceries.
Hey, you should go do that. Groceries are
Yes.
a wonderful run for the groceries. I hear that things are flying off the shelves.
I forgot we did not need to worry because most people cannot see Vaesen. So maybe you cannot
But
see the
most
ghost.
people cannot see. Most people can see a child skeleton in Robert's
Yes,
arms.
you hide the
though.
bones, but we don't need to worry about the ghost.
True.
Okay, this is good. Let us continue.
Flying off
Okay,
shelves.
okay.
Go.
Uh,
Run.
Oh, your friend's gonna give some kind of good speech or something
So
about.
great that
Great.
that's happening.
Candles.
You should groceries are where you're going though.
Okay, August. Okay. All right, bye.
I
Bye.
He goes
Robert.
walking. He goes running by. He walks right by the
Robert,
ghost.
Robert.
Doesn't seem to notice.
August just he didn't
This is a joke, August. I would not throw a rock at a child.
I don't know. Why would you throw rocks at... We have to go.
Yes, we do.
This way. And he turns down the hurricane lantern as they get closer.
All right. Constance, center of camp. It's raining, but it's not stopping the workers there. You hear the hiss and the slurp and the gurgle of the steam engine working overtime to clear up this drainage with added rain. Preben Rasmussen comes approaching you as he sees you. Anything to report?
Sorry, that was Tori, not Constance. Tori is is drawing a blank. Yes, in fact, I think it might benefit the majority of the camp if we were to gather around and hear what we've found so far.
You want me to gather them in?
Yes, that would be
significant
lovely.
development then.
Quite. Yes. Perhaps we can all meet in the dining tent.
Where is your expedition? Your crew?
They
Died tragically.
They were so hungry.
They got
They
stuck
just
in the
wanted
fog.
food.
No. They are let's see. They got held up in Grimstead Hughes, I'm afraid. You know how the people there can be, so they're just doing some damage control. You understand? But I thought it
So
important.
you traveled here alone.
Well,
I don't mean to be brash, but that was foolish, and I only say it for your own safety. Do not travel the roads here, especially in weather like this, on your own. You stumble into the wrong pit of earth, and you will not arise from it.
Your
Miss Constance.
advice is very much noted. However, I would like to point out that I do not tell you how to do your job.
Yeah, come on, Rasmussen.
Fair enough, but one seems more like common sense than a job.
Well,
Anyhow.
here I am, none the worse for wear. Now let's gather in the tent.
Everyone, one of our guests has some announcements to make. Gather around, everyone. Take a break.
Could I
And,
maybe have gauged, meet me in the tent in 5, or kind of however much time I think Robert and Johan are behind me. Basically, I just want to time this correctly.
Oh, yeah.
So that
They weren't
everyone's not
terribly far
pouring out of the
behind you,
dining
so.
tent as they're crossing through.
Yeah, no, it's not too
Okay.
intricate timing. They were a little ways behind you, so he
Cool.
gets everybody back. He starts pulling them into his main tent, which is quite large. He has people gather around, so some of you can get out of the rain. Meanwhile, as people are gathering, the rest of you are just going to be walking by.
Mhm.
I think so.
Yeah.
We've just turned the lamp
most
down.
Super
the ghost.
casual, no frightened way, totally forward.
Like the biggest thing, it's not like we're not allowed to be here. It's not like we're doing something terribly evil. It's not like they don't even know that there are child bones that could pop up. Like we've literally.
Yeah, you're just walking by like you belong.
It's just
there.
like bringing a ghost into a crowded area full of people that could, I don't know if any of them can see Vaesen. I don't know if the Vaesen's going to get mad at people. We just wanted to clear the path so as not
Right.
to endanger people.
Mhm.
Or
I mean, you
like
two
the-
are walking like that. August is
Oh, yeah.
walking like that.
August
Act
was-
casual, like.
Yeah. Are you trying to be stealthy, August?
I'm trying not to draw attention to us, but I don't know if that's
Oh, why don't
stealthy.
you roll me an agility just for kicks?
For kicks. I love
The rest of you are
kicks.
fine,
yeah,
and this
Great.
you guys get by just fine.
I love no successes. None.
August kicks everybody.
You pushing it?
Or cursed dice.
We're also happy to use
Or
these
blessed
cursed
dice.
They're
Or
called cursed.
dice. Use what? I'll use like 3 curse dice.
Yes.
So do I re-roll or just do 3 dice?
3 more? 3 more cursed.
Love. Let's see how this goes. No.
No go.
Absolutely not.
All right.
So now you've pushed for a curse, or no, you just did the curse.
I just did the curse. I didn't
Yeah.
push.
So now it's a cursed failure. Much better.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so as you're walking by, I mean, everybody's gathering around. Constance, you have pretty good attention. There's one straggler of a worker who kind of passes by all of you. He does a glance and doesn't really seem like he cares, but then, he does kind of a double take at August. It just looks like he takes note. He kind of furrows his brows, but he doesn't care too much.
August does that nod, but not in a good way. Just
Yeah.
You, sir,
and
if you want to know why August is here, it will all be explained in the dining tent.
Oh, right. Oh,
The
yeah,
whole
okay.
mystery is being wrapped up in there.
I heard about that. Thanks.
Yes.
Hope you're not in trouble, August.
nope, no trouble.
Oh,
No.
don't spoil it, August.
Sorry.
You'll have to find out.
Right.
No spoilers.
I've got to keep walking this direction. It's a good direction to walk. I feel like.
All right. He goes and joins the tent. And this goes off pretty smoothly. Is there anything specific you want to announce or say to the people, Constance, or are you kind of just spewing facts that you've gathered?
Actually, I don't really want to share much truth at all about what we've found because I feel like it's not going to be received well. So what I want to basically spin a yarn here, and I want to chalk all of this up to what we have found is that the noxious fumes, I guess I'll just say this. The noxious fumes spewing out of your machinery here in camp get trapped by the heavy air here on the moors and actually is circulating in the very air you breathe. And that is leading to widespread hallucinations shared by all. It's quite a miraculous finding that we've discovered here. It's very unfortunate that you've all had to suffer through this, but please understand that this is the and she's gonna just kind of now, like, she suspects that most of the people here aren't very, like, science-y.
Yeah.
So she's just gonna kind of go into, like, purposely making it very, like, confusing and
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll me a manipulate. Regardless of the result, Preben Rasmussen immediately is folding his arms, rolling his eyes. He looks very irritated at this
All right.
announcement.
Okay. How many die? We have 5 blessed, 2 cursed. Okay. I will use the last 2 cursed dice.
All right.
1 success. Whew.
1 success. 1 cursed success.
1 cursed success.
Which is noted.
Okay.
So this causes quite a bit of a stir. People start chattering, and some people look a little freaked out by what you're saying. You hear chatters of, is it safe to work here? Or is this gonna?
I do assure you, before you get too worried.
That's quite enough, Miss Constance. I assure everybody this is not the issue at hand, and I will be having a chat with Miss Constance. All of your jobs are safe from a strictly medically speaking standpoint. Miss Constance, may I have a word with you, please?
All right, fine. If no one is worried for their health and safety, I suppose I can end my remarks here. Everyone, have a lovely evening. Take deep breaths of air. I'm sure it will all turn out fine for all of you. And she'll step off the the table or whatever she was standing on.
Yeah, that causes quite a bit of chatter, and Rasmus shouts, "Back to work, everyone!" Miss Constance, what is this nonsense you are spewing on about? This is not why I hired you. I understand very well how my own machinery works. There is no health hazard to anyone.
I am not quite certain that you would accept the truth if it were to hit you between the eyes, sir.
Hit him between the eyes.
So what, you lie to all of the men here? I expected more from those recommended by Linnea.
Hang on. Is he part of the, what's their society called? Rosenbergers, yeah.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm, okay. Did you wish for me to explain the full truth that there is actually a myling haunting this camp.
A myling.
Or
There's
let's
a lot
see.
of
I
local
believe
chat about myling.
I believe Sandeman may have called it. I don't know what Sandeman called it specifically in his journal, but she'll use that devil name, whatever it was.
He did use the term myling for mylings.
Oh, okay.
Do you mention that Sandeman mentioned it, you said?
Yeah. You did hand us that journal to be helpful, and it was. Thank you very much, and we are now fixing the problem.
Very well.
If you had allowed me to continue, I could have remedied the situation by offering an equally harmless solution. And all of your workers would have continued on, confident that they have taken the antidote and will be free from further disruption. But I'm afraid you may have started more of a panic by interrupting me partway through. And that, I'm afraid, is egg on your face.
He straightens up his jacket. Very well. I understand how you're handling the situation. I apologize for the quickness to anger. If it is a myling, and if it is in Sandeman's journal, he was a brilliant man, and I do indeed trust Linnea's recommendations, so please then, if it does be something like that, just go get it settled. Quicker, the better.
We are on it as we speak. If you wish to perhaps calm everyone's fears, simply explain that you've made some adjustment to the machinery, or everyone can drink a sip of this specific type of wine, or what have you. People will accept whatever they need.
I will handle it. Thank you, ma'am.
Also, thought it might be relevant that actually your machinery does show some signs of damage, and you may want to get that fixed.
Thank you for the observation. Anything more you need from me at this time?
Just to be on my way.
Thank you. And I did not mean it insultingly. Please be careful out on this moor, all alone.
I do appreciate it, and I will be.
I can have Ludwig then escort you if you need.
I do not need. Thank you very much, though.
Very well. Be safe out there.
She'll turn and march out of his tent.
Excellent.
And meet back up with her friends.
All right. Are the rest of you waiting up for Constance, or are you guys just kind of pushing on to the graveyard?
I think we get through the camp and a little bit further on, and then we'll probably wait for her.
Okay. Yeah, Constance, you meet up with them just a few moments later after your big speech.
If anyone in the camp mentions something about noxious fumes from the machinery and hallucinations, then just play along. But it's all going to be fine. We've... whatever Rasmussen offers us the solution is the correct one, right?
Yes. Let us bury this child.
Onward.
All right. You guys are heading to the cemetery.
Off to the cemetery. We still need to come up with a name for this.
Yeah,
has
August had any luck?
A lot of names. Doesn't like the grandmother. Doesn't like the mother. Didn't like being called a peony.
At risk of angering the spirit, have we tried anything related to the father's name?
Gabriella? Is his name Gabriel?
Gabriel.
She might eat you, but please suggest it.
Well,
and
August,
if you've been trying a multitude of names, it's just unresponsive at this point.
Maybe we just need to... Hey, you did not pick your name. I did not pick my name. Had I been able to pick my name, I would have chosen a better name than Johann. So maybe we just name her and she can deal with it. She's a baby.
Did somebody mention the father's name? Or were you guys just discussing it?
We could try it. Let us call her. Let us call her. We could see if she attacks. Here, Robert, could you take it? No. Shall we try? See if
I have one more idea before maybe we resort to something that could go quite badly.
Oh, please. What is your idea?
Well, there is a gravesite. Perhaps her mother did carve something there after all.
Let us check the grave. Yes, this is... I agree this could be a good idea.
Okay. All right, you guys reach the cemetery. Sun is starting to go down now. It's quite dark. It's cold. It's wet.
Constance will grab August's arm.
Oh yeah, he'll offer it like a gentleman, like hook through
Excellent.
type thing.
Aww.
It's just this way. And she'll lead them back to where the graves that she found with the peonies on it and everything.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh. I picked flowers from the grandma's house, by the way, because she did ask us to bring
Mhm.
flowers. I just
Yeah.
want to mention that. Okay.
I recall. Yeah, as you find that grave, I mean, you do see the old peonies and forget-me-nots on the grave that grew around the grandmother's house. That grave, even under the light of the hurricane lamp, there's no name carved on it. After the quick glance around, it looks like pretty much all of these graves are unmarked. The only engravings you can see around are, you still see that strange carving of the scorpion and skull on one of the columns on the far west of the graveyard. And then there's the central stone in the graveyard that has the explanation about the plague.
Well,
Call her Plaguina.
That's
somehow
an
your
odd
suggestions are getting worse, Johan. By the way, I did want to ask you, have you ever seen that symbol before? And she'll point to the scorpion skull thing.
Can I make like a learning roll?
None of you would have seen it.
All right.
name.
Not with the materials that you have.
Sorry.
No.
No. Does it seem new, Chase?
Yeah, you've never, you don't recall ever seeing that in the graveyard, though. I don't know how much you would have visited this graveyard. Probably not very frequently, but you don't recall seeing that around anywhere, August.
Sorry. I don't really.
No matter. A case for another time, I suppose.
Yes.
All right. Let's dig the grave first, and then...
If we got a shovel, I could help with that. I
Oh my
think.
gosh, did we bring a shovel?
Surely we.
There's shovels. You guys can
Okay,
see
good.
shovels around the graveyard as well, even if you didn't bring one.
August
All right.
will grab.
Also,
the-
just to clarify for you, Johan, you can't make a learning check right now with no resources, but that'd be something
Back in
you'd
the
have to
library.
have, like, yeah.
Yeah, back when we get to Gillenkreutz, we can
Yeah,
do all that.
not an on the spot learning check though.
All
I
right,
will hold the lantern while everyone else digs.
Okay, so you're digging up the grave with the peonies and forget-me-nots. Who's holding the bones? Who is doing the digging?
I
All
think
the
Robert's.
bones.
So August will dig.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the ground is wet. It's muddy, so it's some nasty, heavy work, but you don't have to dig very far before you dig up some bones. There's not even a coffin.
Ugh.
You just dig straight to bones, and it's quite shallow.
Oh, there's no bones here.
Yes, we expected bones. Those are her
Oh.
mother's bones. This is Signa Anders' daughter.
Oh, God.
And now we shall reunite the child with her mother. The child whose name is... I'm going to try it, Constance.
Hold on, just give me a moment. And she sets the lantern down and is soaking the cloth in milk and everything.
You milk the cloth.
Just before we,
Right.
go full desperate naming here, let's just get everything set up. She'll lay the cloth down in the grave so that Robert can place the bones there or wrap them up or whatever.
Oh, she had a cloth with her. Is there a name on the cloth? Is it like embroidered with a name for the child? Can we try and wash the cloth that the bones were found in?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation.
Here I go. Investigation. I got a success.
Yeah, with the rain coming down, you're able to get this washed off pretty good, and you feel pretty confident that this is a pretty just plain cloth, nothing embroidered on it, nothing to give you any hint of a name whatsoever.
Well, we could milk this cloth as well and put it in there. Let's give it a try. I'm gonna also, I'm going to hold on to the now milk cloth wrapped bones and say, "Oh, Chase sounded like he was going to say something.
Now that the bones are dug up at this grave, the ghost takes its focus off of the bones you've been carrying, and stands beside the grave and just looks down at the bones that are now revealed.
Is this where you would like to be laid to rest, little Gabriella?
It starts sobbing, crying. It sounds much like a little girl would, but kind of with an eerie echo that seems to carry on the wind. There's no tears. The mouth just slightly opens ajar and starts crying.
Maybe this is good. This is like a cathartic cry.
Oh. Do you want to put the bones?
Let's put the bones in.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm going to lower the bones into the grave, and we can start covering it up again.
Yeah, August will respectfully.
Bones have been milked. Bones are in the grave. Who is setting the bones down?
I am.
Johan's? Okay. Yeah, you set the bones into the grave, and it feels different. It doesn't just feel like you're placing down bones. You feel some kind of energy as you lower these bones down into this grave. And the sobbing stops when the bones are placed. And she just turns and stares at you. It's not really a menacing look. It's a bit lost almost, just staring into your eyes. And then who's burying the bones?
August. He still has the shovel, so he's just...
Okay. You bury those bones, and it feels like with every shovel of muddy dirt that you cover over the grave, this girl starts to get more and more incorporeal until she's just barely visible. And as that happens, the rain that's been coming down stops. It kind of just goes to a gentle drizzle and then no more. And then the clouds start to part just a little bit. The last little bit you can see, the sun is going down. There's just one last little beam of sunlight that cracks through the clouds. And as it does, it shines down on this girl. And as the sunlight shines down on her, you can see another ghostly figure. It's a woman that probably all of you recognize by now, because I think you showed the picture of Signa.
Yeah, we've seen it. Other than August. August got no clue.
Yeah. You can see Signa standing there. In August, you see this as well. Just staring with her hands on her mouth, looking completely overwhelmed with emotion at this little girl. And you hear ever so faintly, it almost sounds like it could be confused for being on the wind. "Oh, my beautiful girl. Thank you so much for coming back to me." And the girl turns towards Johan and gives one last, just lost look. And then with a strong gust of wind, the clouds shift again, the sunbeam is broken, and both of them disappear.
All right.
Was that it? Did it work?
Yeah.
I think so.
That's it.
Good.
You've done it, August. This is your first exorcism, I suppose.
Oh.
You've quieted the Vaesen. How do you feel?
Like I've done something good, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
This
The air
was one of
does
the good
feel
ones.
different. In a good way. This graveyard
everybody
feels more
breathe.
at peace.
You know, Johan, perhaps we should just let the mother name her child, now that they're together.
Sure. Yes, this is fine. I wipe my hands of it. They are together. They are at peace. Maybe, does anyone have a chisel we could put Anders' daughter on the gravestone?
I want to look around for maybe a chisel or something around the graveyard.
Yeah, there's probably something you could use as a makeshift tool.
Yeah,
A
we'll give
pick or something. Probably not an exact chisel because they don't really put names on these gravestones, but you could
Right.
work something out.
This is me chiseling.
Yeah, and what are you chiseling into it?
Under's daughter.
Andrew's daughter. Okay.
I
Excellent.
got to the D.
Fantastic. Well, with that, that is going to wrap up this mystery. So, for some aftermath, we're going to kind of go to a little bit of a
Aftermath is not a good word for a mystery. That's not a good
Now
Similar-
your consequences.
No, we should tally the victims.
Similar to how we do with preparation, we're going to kind of go to some fast forwarding and some overhead stuff. So, first off, are you guys? Is there anything else that you guys wanted to clean up in this area before you head out? Are you reporting this to Preben? Anything else you want to take care of? You'll, of course, I imagine, group up with Katrina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, look, in my opinion, yeah, I think we should report what happened, like that it's been solved, what the issue was. There was no devil worship. It was about a lost child. You know what? I reckon tell him it's Sandeman's child. He needs to have his hero worship a little bit broken there.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my vote.
Okay.
And I think also, yeah, maybe mention that the Jensens attacked his thing. Like,
Yeah, definitely gonna rat out the Jensens.
yeah, because get it. That what loses.
The Sandeman stuff,
Yeah.
Constance will follow Johan's lead
Yeah.
on.
I think we
telling him
destroy his image. We remind him that Sandeman
that. Destroy his image
had
of
a,
Sandeman.
yeah, just destroy his image of Sandeman. I'm happy to do that. Tell him that we solved the problem. Tell him that he needs up security because the Jensens attacked his
Machine.
steam engine. Kill Crow Mother. No, so that's fine. That's fine. And I think we leave.
Excellent. All right. So you guys are straight up honest with Preben then. You tell him
I
the
think
whole
so.
story.
I don't think
Okay.
we have any reason not.
Can
to
we
be.
also tell him to maybe bury those bones that they dredged up? Because that just seems like an invitation for more bad
Yes.
things to happen.
Yeah. Let's bury those bones.
Excellent. Yeah. Do you guys tell him that you tell him you burned the journal?
No, we say the
No.
journal was lost.
Okay. Tell him the journal was lost.
He
Fantastic.
does not know we burned the journal.
Excellent. Yeah. So he will take everything you tell him pretty well. He seems a little bit let down that Sandeman had such a negative role in this story.
Well, he should.
He mentions that he really looked up to him, and he seems even more let down that that the journal was lost, which was a piece of Sandeman. He makes sure that he very pointedly points out that journal was a wealth of information, and that it is a damn shame that it was lost, and that you should perhaps be more careful with such knowledge in the future. Also, just a quick shout out to chat. If we do get more cursed dice or blessed dice, we can just keep carrying them over. So if you guys would like to donate them, you can, and they will be used probably next session. There's not going to be a whole lot of dice rolls left tonight, or you can save your points for next time if you want to see them used in more real time. So up to you. And if you would like, production can refund your points if you want to save them. So, okay. So yes, he's sad about the journal. He's sad about Sandeman, but he thanks you nonetheless, and he does pay you a pretty handsome sum. Now this is enough to where each of you can increase your capital at the start of each session by 1,
Oh,
as he is
nice.
pretty wealthy, and he gives you a nice payout for the thorough report. And he also feels slightly bad for how he treated Constance after she gave her explanation of the situation.
She is the picture of grace as they're explaining this to him. And he apologizes, or at least seems to feel badly.
Excellent. Katrina was able to very effectively help Granny Thea, and she is just extremely grateful for all the assistance that was given. Do you guys share anything with Granny Thea?
I think Constance would like to go back and let her know that she left the peonies at the daughter's grave, and not go into detail, but she'll just say that while she was there visiting, she just felt a very strong sense of peace, and like she couldn't really explain how, but she just knows in her heart that her daughter is happy and at peace and with her child. You know, some kind of very like soft explanation.
Yeah, she'll hold your hand in a pair of shaky hands, tear-soaked eyes, and gives you a very grateful, thank you so much for everything that you and your friends have done. My heart feels lighter from your visit, which is not something that comes from most visitors here. Another thing to mention on Preben, when you mention the Jensen siblings being trouble, seems quite frustrated. We don't really have solid authority here, or a policing force. Could you perhaps do me one last favor and report them to the authorities when you return to Uppsala? Tell them that the Moreland Society is being hassled, and we could use some assistance.
We will do this. We won't do this. That's too much effort. I'm done.
Constance might. Actually, Constance wants to maybe go
Kill him?
pay them a visit.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. She
Okay.
will bring someone with her, though. Maybe Robert, if he'll come, or August. Probably first choice August, but Robert is also welcome, and both can come if they want. But
August
Yeah,
will
she
make
wants-
I will not go.
Rob-
This is fine. But can I make a suggestion?
yes,
From your account of their house, they seem very superstitious, as many people around here are. Could you perhaps make it seem as if there is some kind of ghost telling them not to attack the Moreland Society? That if they do, they will be haunted by I don't know, like a bog monster or something.
yes, this was you and I are on the same track, Johan.
No. Now that I've suggested it, it is my plan, and you
Okay,
were going
fine.
to do something.
We will do your plan without you there. Thank you very much for the idea.
Good, it is my plan.
I'd say that Robert would go with Constance to August's house, and then when they go to recruit August, Robert will be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have a headache. Can I just sit down? Go ahead, please."
Okay.
You can use my house, Robert.
Thank you.
Make yourself at home.
Will do.
Dog will
Appreciate
keep you
it.
company.
Yes. Have
What a
fun.
wingman. Excellent. Yeah, when you approach their house, they actually answer the door to you with a very different tone to their body language. They look relieved when you open the door, and the sister shoves one of the brothers aggressively out of the way. Oh, thank God that you're here. Oh, thank Christ. Listen, we heard that you're some sort of ghost hunter or something. That's the rumors that's been going around. Is that true?
Well, that's a rather crude description for it, but yes, I suppose in a manner of speaking. Do you have some sort of ghost problem?
Yes. Something attacked our house.
Oh, goodness.
Idols of evil protection flayed about. Our father's knife returned to the house. I don't know if it's the evil spirit of our father or what's happening, but please, I am so sorry for how my brothers treated you. Could you help us?
Oh, I know it was all in good fun. She'll just give them a dazzling smile, aimed at the brothers, and say, perhaps I might take a look inside.
Yeah, they'll let you in and they'll give you a full tour of the house. They'll show you everything that you did. They were very aware of it.
Okay. I will I'll do the whole, dog and pony show with looking around at every little thing and, yes, very interesting. And yeah, all of that. Exactly, Bill, you got it. And then, well, I think that I have, ascertained the cause of all of this.
They all look at you with just bated breath.
You said this was your father's knife?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, as you can see, from the position in which it is stabbed into the floor, the angle would indicate the mood of disappointment and perhaps even shame? And I think what this is indicating, and she'll kind of go on like that, talking about oh, the angle of this means XYZ and blah, blah, blah. And you see this, and you see there's just a trace of the moorland grasses here. And that also means that this is related to the moors. And what is out on the moors but the Moorland Society? Where did you say this knife was... You said it was returned to you. Where was it?
You can see that Hans, the one that you spoke to earlier with the wine, is kind of giving you a skeptical look. That sounds like a load of shit. And the sister just turns and punches him in the face. You shut your damn mouth. This is one of the smartest women I've ever seen. You can tell all that from a knife?
Yes,
You
well,
really
it
can.
does take a great deal of practice, but I've been in this line of work for many years. In fact, since I was merely 17 years old.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, anything we need to do, you just tell me. I'm at your command.
Well, the fortunate thing is solving this is quite easy. I think that the message here is simply stop.
Oh, okay. So, like, we gotta be more godlike?
I'm not quite certain of the exact meaning, for I do not know the inner workings of your lives and activities, but there is something in your behavior that your father seems to be quite disappointed in, and whatever it is, seems to be related to the Moorland Society.
They all, like, look down and look kind of ashamed. Yes, ma'am. I think we might know to what Pa's referring to.
Well, I am not here to take confessions. I am merely here to tell you my conclusions, and that is what I've come to. It seems as simple as that. Stop. Try and go about your lives in a more pleasant way, and I think all of this will blow over, and your father will be smiling down upon your house once more.
Oh, thank God it's that easy. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. She grabs your hand and she gives it a shake. She is incredibly strong, kind of grabs your hand a little bit too tight. Then she turns to you, August, and she smacks your back real hard. You've got an excellent judge of character. I should listen to you from the start, August. Real sorry.
It's fine. Yeah, just listen to everything that Constance has told you, and your father stop haunting you.
All right. Yeah. We'll do that. Thank you again, ma'am.
Of course, and here, for the nerves. She'll hand over that bottle of wine that's half filled. You know, I can't keep it for the next adventure anyway, so...
Both the brothers avoid eye contact as the wine comes out. And she thanks you for it.
She'll look their way and say rather pointedly, "This one's free."
They just kind of scratch their necks guiltily and nod. All right.
Well, you have an excellent day.
You as well.
Turn and walk out with a big smile on her face.
Fantastic. All right, August, as this crew is getting ready to leave, what's your deal?
He looks around at the three. Well, I guess technically four, because Katrina's probably sitting there in the background. You're all really amazing here. Can't thank you enough for what you've done for this town. Your contributions here. It's a little crazy to think that there's more to this world than a lot of people can see. But you're all incredible. You are especially, Constance, brilliant. You handle people and everything. And you two also, Robert and Johan. Wonderful work. Can't thank you enough for everything you've done. I wish you safe travels. I know you've been paid and everything, but where do you go now?
We will be returning to Uppsala, where we are based. You are welcome to come with us if you tire of this backwoods sort of life.
Are you is there places there to learn more about this Vaesen stuff?
We have an entire library stocked full of books that will tell you everything you need to know.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
And an old piano that none of us can play.
another
Right.
piano.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've
Actually, wait, no. Sorry, it's a harpsichord. But same thing.
It's music. Music is always
It's all
wonderful.
keyboards and things.
If you've had room, I don't know that
Yeah.
I have much left here. Take the dog with me and go.
I'm sure that working for the society is much better than working for that crow mother.
Crow murder.
I met a lot of people playing the piano, but
Right.
I can do that anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You did Rasmussen.
Did not to talk money, but it seems like this pays well, better than
Yes.
tips at a bar.
Yes.
Inconsistently, but well.
Yes, but also we do have a castle. You can live in a castle,
Castle.
in Uppsala. Yes, it's not
Oh.
like we are not inviting you back to go and have a room in a hotel. You will get a wing of a castle. It's very large.
That's a lot.
Yes,
Right.
Well,
there may be an organ actually. I don't know. I said a harpsichord. There's a harpsichord in the sitting room. There might be a full organ somewhere in the walls
Organ?
of the castle. Yeah,
You tempt me further, Johan. I would,
that's like 3 keyboards all stacked on top of each other.
yes, I've experienced organs. Granted that would be okay with all of you, and August's eyes fall on Constance.
You should learn about your new life. And I can't think of a better place to do that than surrounded by all of that knowledge.
I think I would like that.
And there are many eligible women in Uppsala.
He blushes. Right.
Love it. Excellent. All right,
August. August. I was planning on leaving a little gift, but since you're leaving anyway, why don't you do it? And Robert will hand August a rock.
Yes. Are we near the tavern right now?
Yes.
Yeah,
We
they're
are-
probably
we
getting
are-
ready to
we are
depart.
packed up, ready to go, and the windows, the newly repaired windows, sit right behind us.
He hefts it and he looks up at the tavern. And he nods and he throws it.
Oh, it was a joke, August. What are you doing?
What?
Everybody, we gotta get out of here.
God!
The same coach driver picked you up. He shakes his head. Everybody pack up. Come on. She's going to delay the
Run.
departure if she gets you in trouble.
Yep, we should go.
All right. So August is coming back with you guys. Yes, that was the decision.
Yeah, I think so.
Fantastic. Hey, this will be your perk for your ally unlocked chat is we will let August be part of the society here. And as a perk, if Katie is not playing August, I will let you guys get an extra downtime activity each mystery that August can assist with.
We spent playing the piano.
Yes.
All stories.
Exactly. Fantastic. All right. You guys depart and you go back pretty much the same route that you went before. Now, none of you guys had any critical injuries this session, correct? Nobody ever got disabled and had to do a critical injury check. Very good.
No.
So on your carriage ride back, as you were riding back, it's still quite uncomfortable, bumpy, rainy. Johan, I imagine you've got some books there in the carriage with you that you read along the way.
Always.
And it's kind of just a quiet, it's one of those like a car ride when you've just had a very eventful day or weekend and everybody's just kind of tired, sitting there in silence for a moment. You're reading Johan. And Johan, as you look up briefly, it looks like Robert is maybe almost nodding off from just sitting across from you. And you look down at a book, and as you look up again, you see that little girl sitting over Robert's shoulders, just suddenly in front of you, holding her arms out as if asking you to give something to her. And then you blink, and she's gone. Johan, I need you to add me haunted to your character sheet.
Did we not give her something she needed?
Something
she
about
need?
the ritual did not end properly.
What are you talking about? We did that ritual great. We did all the bits. I've given her the book instead of destroying it? Oh! All right.
That will be a mystery on top of a mystery going forward.
Snap.
I don't even know how to add haunted to mine.
It's a special thing, so you can just add it in your notes or wherever. And what haunted is going to do is number one, I can exploit this like a critical injury once per session, so I can basically give you a penalty on a roll if this becomes applicable. And also, it's going to have an ongoing permanent penalty where you're always going to treat your fear rolls as if one less person is with you.
Ooh.
What did we need to give her? Oh!
Maybe we did need to give her a
Maybe
name.
we need to give her the... We gave her a name!
No, we didn't. Not
I
officially.
called her Gabriella. That's a name.
Maybe it needed to be part of the official ritual. I don't know.
Part of the ritual.
I'm sure you guys can investigate it and figure that out at a later time for sure. You don't see her again on that carriage ride. You guys end your carriage ride and you load up on your steamboat, which is the next step on your journey. And as you guys are loading up on the steamboat and everything's getting packed up, and you guys are taking off from the shore, as you are departing, and you're maybe like a good 50 yards away from the shore, Constance, as you're up on the deck looking at the place that you were leaving behind, you notice a group of folk on horses that stand out quite a bit because they're all wearing strange long hooded cloaks. There's a group of about 6 of them that are riding up to the shore, watching all of you depart. And you notice that on one of them, the one in the front, he's wearing a long black robe, a black hood covering. There is a yellow embroidered symbol on the front of his robe that is the same as that tattoo with the skull and the scorpion looping around to the mouth. And they're all just watching you depart as the steamboat takes off. And aside from that, your ride back is rather uneventful. Uncomfortable, but uneventful. All of you return back to Uppsala with no other notable things along the way. August, this is your first time being here, I imagine. Maybe not. Maybe you played there once or twice, but yeah, you're back in Uppsala with them as well. Are you guys reporting to Linnea about your results?
If you'd like.
Yeah, we
I'm
need
not
to
gonna.
introduce August.
Fantastic. Johan, she is at the asylum. Are you joining them or are you sitting
Nah,
this
just
one
go
out
to
again?
I'll just hang out at the castle.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. So same orderly is working there. I imagine Katrina is with you guys as well. Maybe she's helping Johan with something. But yeah, you guys get escorted to Linnea. This time, she is no longer bound by all of those leather bindings that had her wrapped up before. She's just kind of sitting, staring at a corner in her cell. She turns as all of you approach. Ah, you've returned.
Hello, Linnea. Good to see you're doing better, it seems.
Oh, unfortunately not.
Oh,
Just because the sleeping is more steady doesn't mean that the hauntings are any better. So I assume that you were able to help my old friend.
yes. And we have brought a new recruit, as it were. This is August.
A bold decision. She stands up and she gets really close. She's pretty short. She's gonna tug at your shirt to like bring you down to eye level. Yes, I see something in you. I don't know if it is death or if it is a blessing yet, but something is in there.
He looks at Robert and Constance.
She
Thank
does that.
You? Okay.
I'm sorry they brought you into this, but I believe you will do good things. I believe. But you must understand, I cannot be certain.
Just do my best here.
She gives you a gentle pat on the cheek. And what of my old friend Sandeman?
Oh, well, let me tell you. And Constance will just dive into the whole up and down explanation. I don't feel like we hide anything from Linnea, because...
Do you mention to her that you burned the journal as well?
Yeah, I think so, because she sees things kind of more our way. Like, I feel like anyway, and less like the Rosenberger way. So I think she would understand why we needed to do that.
A very big shame. He was, despite the fact his views were twisted, full of a very vast amount of knowledge.
I do believe Johann was able to transcribe some of it, but yes, I agree, it is quite a shame.
It is a shame, though it is understandable. You'll find that in this place that you're restoring, there is much knowledge to be found, and we can learn much from the many answers from the ashes of those past. But sometimes those answers are best left to ashes. There are some things you may wish to forget. Well, I grow tired. Thank you for helping an old friend. And I would like to clarify, I am no higher order to what you're doing. This request is not going to become a normal. You will be finding your own work. I have my own demons to wrestle with. This was a one-off favor. So don't confuse me with some sort of matriarch to what you're doing. In fact, I wish no part of it as frequently as possible.
Are we still welcome to visit you on social calls?
If needed.
All right, then. I will pass word along to Johann and Katrina.
No tea time today. I feel the torment approaching quickly. Please leave me.
That is our cue. She'll
Right.
shuffle out of the room. Where's the other? Where's
Not
the
a subtle
orderly?
cue to leave. Well, she did ask us to leave. That's our cue to leave.
More like, I don't want to be around for the torment to set in. That sounds not fun.
Excellent. All right, with that, you guys depart, and I believe we can call this mystery a wrap. Yes, something else?
I was just going to say, since Katie's not going to be here next time,
Mhm.
Constance will volunteer to show August to where he'll be staying.
Is that an innuendo?
That is an innuendo.
Okay. Just thought I would clarify for those at home.
August will follow, obviously.
Another innuendo?
No, he's literally following Jason.
Oh, okay.
We do have to get there to the room
Yeah,
somehow.
we have to be guided.
Fantastic. Excellent. So yeah, that was our first of several mysteries that we're going to do. Well, we have a few more minutes. Now, typically, I'm going to have the players do this off stream, but let's just talk about how experience works, since this is going to be our first time you guys are going to get experience, just so the viewers kind of know how this works, because I think it's kind of cool. Now, experience is given through, number one, chat interactions. Our players have gotten some extra experience through you guys. So players, if you've gotten extra experience, make sure you note it. Bill, I did see your Moreland Society ad. It's in our Discord if you guys want to take a look at it. You can take an extra experience for that as well. And then aside from that, you guys are going to all answer a questionnaire. Most of these are personal, and if you feel like you can answer yes on the question, you get an experience. Some of them are kind of obvious yes or no answers that I'll tell you if you achieved or not. And then for every 5 experience, you guys can either increase a skill by 1. You can never increase an attribute, just so you're clear on that. Or you can take another talent, and the talent can be from the general pool of talents, or it can be from any of the archetypes. Your archetype was just how you started off. You can now branch off in whatever direction you want. So here's the question. You guys don't have to answer them on the stream here, but just start thinking about them and we'll shout them out for the viewers. Question number 1 is, did you participate in the session? I would hope to every one of you, it was yes. And this is going to be, now since we kind of made this a 3-session mystery, let's just answer these for the mystery as a whole. But instead of 1 experience for each, let's do 2 experience for each yes.
Sick.
So it was a 3-parter. So number 1, did you participate in the session? Yes, you did. Did you confront any Vaesen? I, as the game master, can confirm you did. Did you identify a previously unknown Vaesen? I can confirm you did.
Whoa.
8 experience, Chase.
I know, it's pretty good.
Wait, it counts as unknown even though it was like, this is a myling in the book? Like...
yeah, because this is more of like your own repertoire of knowledge. You guys obtained information about the myling from somewhere that you didn't previously have, which was Sandeman's notes, local lore, that kind of.
If any future mystery is myling based, we wouldn't get that as a yes. It would be a no because it's just chilling with mylings.
Okay.
For this one, I'm only going to have this one worth a 1 XP this time regardless, but were you affected by your dark secret? If I exploited your dark secret, take an experience for that. If I didn't, I'll get you next time. This got. Yeah, not got yet. Mm-hmm. This one is a personal question. Have you learned anything? And if so, what?
Is this a oneer or a twoer?
This one will be 2.
Okay.
Whoa.
And this is just personal. So yeah, we can maybe talk about those at the start of next session. I'll let you guys think about it. We can talk about what you feel like your characters have learned. Did you develop something in your headquarters? This one will only be a 1-pointer, and we'll discuss this as players offline because there's a second part to experience, which is where you guys are going to be developing the Castle Gillenkreuz. And if you do purchase a development, you will also get personal experience for that. And then this one is also a personal action, and I will let it be worth 2, is did you perform an extraordinary action? This is, do you feel like your character did something extraordinary?
I'm going to say yes. I had a stare down with baby bugs.
Johan definitely did.
Yeah, so that's personal. You guys can just go ahead and you can think on that.
I'm going to say yes because I think that Constance convincing the Jensens to be nice was extraordinary.
Yeah.
You know, I like it. And then here's the questions for development points. These will only be worth 1 each, and these are separate. This is for the castle's experience. Number 1, did you play at least 1 scene at the headquarters? And yeah, I think you guys did. You guys role-played some stuff out when you were doing your preparations. Did you encounter a new type of Vaesen? And again, this is personal to your group. That would be yes. Did you visit a place of magic? For that, I would say no. I don't think you guys did visit a place of magic. Were you subjected to magic? And this one is just as a group, if any of you were, and I would say yes, because at the very least, Johan was subjected to magic.
And Robert got covered in putrid magic slime after a bird ate him.
Yeah. Did you bring back occult books or other important items back to the headquarters?
Nah, we burned them.
Yeah.
we set it on fire, actually.
It would be a no. Did you make important contacts? This one I will mention. Hopefully Em is listening. Number 1, you brought August back. But number 2, Katrina is going to actually be able to increase her resource score by 1 because happily and sadly, it was a sweet story, but you guys will get word. And just for the audience, these mysteries are not going to happen back to back. They will have spaces of time in between them. It might be months, it might be a year between the next mystery, but sometime during your next preparation phase, Granny Thea passes away and she has no other living relatives. So she actually leaves a will of savings to Katrina because it was the last kind deed that she remembered before she passed away. So we'll count that as important contact as well. And Katrina can increase her resource score by 1.
I feel like we also probably made some good relationship with the Danish Society of Ghost Hunters.
Yeah. And then this one is personal. I will let you guys decide as a group. Was the mystery particularly difficult and epic?
It was. I don't know if it was epic.
Yeah.
It was interesting and tough, but like I don't know if it was a family story.
I feel like. Yeah, I think I'd say no. I feel like it was. We figured it out.
Anything.
Yeah, none of us were on death's door. It was only like a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, I think that's probably a no.
I would agree with you. I think that's good. Okay, so we'll say a no on that one. And then 8, did you solve the mystery? And yeah, you guys did. Not 100%. But
what did we miss? We did name her. I called her a name. Maybe I should have put it on the gravestone.
Yeah,
Maybe that was the wrong name.
You guys
Maybe we
got
should have
about,
given her the book.
you guys got about 95% of the clues. So
Dang it.
Good,
Oh.
You got to tell us. You got to do it for the people at home. You can't punish them.
Yeah,
for
tell
our
us
failure.
tell us what we missed.
So this
What
is
have we
going to be something you can ongoing investigate, but I will tell you where you missed it is you did mess something up with the ritual. There was a hint in it in Sandeman's journal. He mentioned that the townsfolk were talking about, but he did not do further research on it. And then there was quite a few hints pointing to Crow Mutter, who had a superstitious father who knew quite a bit.
That felt like obviously a thing we should have done, but I was like, whatevs. We got
Crow Mutter's father was the other kind of Vaesen expert who could have given you some hints about it.
Well,
Yeah,
we can
should
go
have
talk to her. It's fine.
Yeah, just a
She hates
5-day
us
trip
now.
and some fun.
It felt right in character.
Yeah,
I think we all felt like
as a
we got
player,
this.
it was
We've
very
got
clear
everything.
that Chase was
Yeah.
like, go talk to this father figure because he hadn't been mentioned yet. But we were trying to like follow up with what our characters were doing, which was finishing off this goal-oriented thing.
Right. Yeah. And then just because it's probably fun for chat, just some other what ifs could have happened. If you hadn't burned the journal, if you hadn't burned the journal, it would have been incredibly powerful on downtime. It was a wealth of information. It would have helped with learning checks. But if you had tried to unbury the grave while you didn't have the journal buried, the reason that she was in her ghostly girl form and pretty pacifistic was because you burned the journal.
Yeah.
If the journal was still intact, she would have been relentlessly attacking you while you were trying to bury the bones.
Well, then I'm
It was
glad that we burned
quite
the journal.
I rolled 12 dice against Robert on that breath attack. I just happened to roll really poorly.
Oh, sick.
So I think
So
we're
she
okay
was
then.
she was quite dangerous. So that was pretty interesting. If you would have buried her in the wrong grave, really big problems. So that was good finding out the
Luckily,
right grave.
we were too good.
You had tried to bury the wrong bones, nothing would have happened. So good call on
I'm
that.
glad. I was really not sure because you're right. Like we were talking about, like surely the bones are the bones that we found. But I'm glad we did do the check in the end.
Yeah. So it was-
That would have been an epic / difficult adventure if she'd been in evil form the entire time.
Yeah. Yep. So burning the journal was pretty good and the safe way to do it. And it was pretty good. So you guys did great. You just didn't 100% it, which is fun. We'll find some more advancements with that later on. And for like downtime, Johan, that's a thing you can study during downtime. While everybody else is like doing things for the mystery, that's another thing you guys can start doing is if you have loose ends you want to clean up, you can also start trying to do those.
Fair.
So loose ends, like I don't know that we would do this, but like, could Johan get rid of his haunted? Like, could he like figure out how to like? Oh, I got to finish the ritual. Like, I got to go back and do this
depends on
thing.
how the ritual
like,
is finished. Yeah.
Potentially,
Okay.
Generally curses and even things like critical injuries, they can be sorted out over time. So
interesting. Okay.
yeah. All right. We'll tally up that experience for the players and we'll have them pick their stuff off stream. But I just thought it'd be fun for you guys to kind of see how the process works.
And I'm not sure if everyone else was in agreement. I noted us down as having 5 development points.
That's what I got as well.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. I think that is all that we have for tonight. Now, we will be back next week, but I believe we will be having a shorter session. It might be sans Tori. So we'll probably be doing some of the maintenance stuff next session. We'll maybe go over some of the hideout stuff. We'll probably set up the next mystery, but I don't think we'll fully dive into it until we're ready to jump into it all the way. So thanks much for...
Sorry. If
you're
I'm
good.
gone next week, here's my little explanation while everyone's taking care of this stuff. I think after August and Constance get together, I think Constance eventually starts sort of acting more distant and like becoming very busy with her own like investigation work and is just kind of away from the castle frequently. So she's off on a case next week doing something else away from the castle.
I like that. Yeah. And again, thank you, Katie, for giving August full-born life.
Yes.
And because of that, we'll make sure we do regular August check-ins, and I will have Katie be my official August consultant on what he would be up to. In
Distant
the meantime as
crying
well.
mostly at this point.
No, he's going to find a nice girl in town.
Yeah,
you know?
That'd be great.
Plenty of room for musicians in
Become
Uppsala.
a famous pianist.
I love it. Yeah, we'll definitely keep checking up on him. So, yeah, that was for anybody who's curious. Again, I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, that mystery was from Seasons of Mystery, and I more or less ran it from the books. It's very well put together. I homebrewed some things and added some things to tailor to our group. This was the mystery called The Devil on the Moor. So if anybody wants to run that at home, highly recommend it. I thought it was a super fun one. The book provides you with just a really fluid way to run the clues and present the information. So it's great. Big props to Free League for a good book. One more thanks to Knights of Steel for providing us with our character art from their NPC for Hire app. And just thank you to you guys, chat. We see a lot of new faces. It was awesome to see you all here. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for interacting. We'll make sure we do our sponsorship shout-outs next time. We'll keep the dice pools carried over for next time. And we will also have more adversary and ally community goals set up for the next mystery as well. So aside from that, let's give a huge shout-out to all of our players one more time. Why don't you guys tell us where you can be found? Any cool announcements you might have? Bill, start with you.
I'm Bill. You can find escape room stuff at Escape. If you look for Escape This Podcast, some murder mystery things. If you look to solve this murder, I don't know if there's anything special. There's just constantly new stuff coming out over there. So go and check it out.
It's great stuff. Can confirm. Thanks, Bill. Katie, anything for you?
I live here in the background, pushing buttons.
Sometimes in the foreground.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's fun playing with you tonight. I'm glad you got to join us. Tori, any announcements from us level 1 geek folk? Anything for yourself?
I'm Tori. Thanks so much for watching. You can follow me on Twitter if you want at Torifika or Terrifica if that's how you prefer to pronounce it.
Always.
Tomorrow night, actually, I am guesting on Spontaneum, which you can find on twitch.tv /Spontaneum show. I'll put that in chat for you guys. But I am playing, it's a level 18 one-shot, and
A high level one shot.
characters are ridiculous. I myself am playing an emo edgelord rogue warlock who is just very unenthused about everything. Think like April Ledgate, but with magic and sneaky powers. And some of the other characters, I know one of them is based on the Energizer Bunny. So it'll just be a lot of ridiculous fun. So tune in tomorrow night if you like. And yeah, I'll be on there at, oh my gosh, I should have had my little calendar pulled up to tell you what time. Hang on. It is at, oh my gosh.
8 p.m.
It's at-
Eastern.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Matt. I was like just about to say it because my calendar loaded. No, it's great. 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much. You guys can catch me then. Okay.
I love it. And the master of calendars, apparently, Matt. Why don't you tell us about yourself?
Hello, I'm Matt. You can find me everywhere as Improv and D&D, and I'm just super excited that we got 666 followers tonight.
Whoa, we did it!
Yeah.
How fitting to have a Nordic horde and
Yes.
hit the 666 number. Fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. And Matt, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for playing. I am Chase. I am the game master for this campaign. The only announcement I have to add on to it is this episode, if you missed any of it, will be up on Friday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time on YouTube. Also, our past episodes are up there. This series has had great traffic, so thank you guys so much. Keep that algorithm going. If you guys check out the episodes, please like them. Please subscribe to the YouTube. Tell your friends about us. Have them come join us live. We love seeing new faces, so thank you so much, everybody. Aside from that, I think that's it for us tonight, so we will catch you guys next Monday. Everybody, please go take a long rest. Stay away from moors. Make sure you do your burial rituals properly when banishing Vaesens, or else you might become haunted. And we will catch you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.